Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Hey.
Welcome, Pooch.
Hey,
How are you?
good.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back. I feel like a lot's changed since I've last been here.
A little bit.
Maybe not a lot, but a lot. Yeah.
I think it's messier,
Yeah.
but it's a little
more productive.
It's both messier and a little more organized.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. How's everybody today? We got man. People are already cranking along in the chat.
We got Smoles and Bill and PF Dennis and DJ, Ampersand, K Sipple and Derek. How is everybody?
All right.
This Tuesday. Starting a little early.
You know what that means?
Get a little extra time.
When we're done.
It is Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday.
We are going to go for tacos.
Yeah.
So
he promised there would be tacos.
And we will do tacos.
Actually, I asked. He said, yeah, we'll do tacos.
Let's do tacos.
Yeah.
So we started a little early today. So we have a little more time on this. Works out better for Pooch's schedule.
Yeah.
And so the plan is to go about 3 hours. We'll probably cut it at the 3 hour mark today.
Let me just see how far we'll be able to get.
Because we don't want the taco place to close.
No.
So
No, definitely don't want that.
yeah. Hey, Cliff, hey, RS Makes. What do we got? Chilly today. Just got back from a quick walk. It is a little brisk out there.
Over in the
It
Phoenix.
is brisk.
Good.
You switched garages for the last Pooch build. Will you do that after this series? No. Well, we'll be in here for the foreseeable future.
This is such a good streaming setup. I mean, you got all your you got everything set up.
It's going to be better over there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think I'll still be able to do 2 people over there.
Okay.
I think if it works out how I plan.
I'm just jealous you've got 2 garages. I don't know. One garage like a sucker.
Hey, Arthur. Okay. So we left off. We are doing let's talk about what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We got 2 things to talk about. First of all, Polymaker Filament giveaway. Links in the pinned post or the description.
Yeah.
I will do that drawing at the end of stream, which will be the 3 hour mark. So we will, I'll probably start it a few minutes before. So we're right there because we don't want to miss tacos.
Yeah. And people need their filament.
I take that back. I think I want to, never mind. I want to do it at 7. At 7, at the 3 hour mark.
Okay.
I'm rattling things around in my mind.
That's all right.
Trying not to change my mind, but I think I'm good. 7 o'clock. What are we doing here? We are upgrading one of your printers.
We are. We took an old Mark III that I had that actually I had already modified or had modified once, that we put a one of the mutant conversions on, which is really cool. If you guys haven't seen the mutant conversion, if you're into the idea of having like a swappable tool head, Wham Bam approached me with the idea of like, hey, what do you think about trying out a mutant? I'd mentioned we swap nozzle sizes a bunch. It's very heavy-handed for just doing a nozzle swap, but if you were trying to do different types of extruder or different things, this is a cool setup.
This is just the dock side of it, though. There's a whole module that goes on here, right? And it has pogo pins for making the electrical connections.
Yeah, it's a neat little design. We didn't end up needing it anymore, and so this became the candidate for turning into a Mark IV. And you've done the Mark IV kit build already.
Yes.
So you're not a stranger to the process.
Yeah.
Basically, we've just kind of fast forwarded in the process to strip down the Mark III to the frame, and then added some of the little Mark IV injection molded clips and stuff, and then we're going to just continue on with the build today.
So that was the very next build after we did your Trident.
Yeah.
That was right after.
Yeah.
As soon as I got back from Smurf.
Yeah.
No, not Smurf. Murph. There's
Murph.
too many. Too many Earths.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more Earth though.
No more Earth?
No more Earth.
Well, it's not going to be called Earth anymore.
Pretty Printopia.
The Printopia. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to do some more Mark IV. I've already done 3 of these so far. It's been an interesting process. I think I wanted to get a couple under my belt because I've got 24 of these kits.
Okay, I was wondering how many. I was guessing like
the fleet.
12 to 16.
I'm doing the fleet. It is literally twice as fast on on a lot of the prints that we run as the Mark III. It's interesting though, because like given that cost delta between just buying a whole new Mark IV versus doing the upgrade kit, but since I work for Prusa and they sponsored the project and stuff like that, I wasn't going to say no to the upgrades. It's been good, and it's definitely well worth it. But yeah. So anyway, I appreciate your help
Yeah.
with it.
So when we talked about this, you hadn't done any of them yet. We both started. I think I printed my parts before you printed yours.
Yeah.
And now we're finally getting here into the
Yeah.
making time for a series.
Yeah.
On getting this done.
Yeah, it's a fun build. It's been really neat. I mean, I built all the Mark IIIs originally from kits, and just seeing the design changes and like the little iterations they've done, and that was clever. Like, I'm glad to see that they, changed some stuff, and we'll talk about some of that today as well.
Yeah, and when I built the Mark IV, there were a lot of areas where I talked about little things that I thought were clever, and we'll cover those again as we come through, because I'm sure not everybody has seen that series.
Yeah.
So, hey Apollo, hey Sanity, hey John. How is folks?
MMU3 upgrade seems a lot healthier than the MMU. I still haven't done my MMU3.
I'm still waiting for it because there were some challenges with when you install it on a Mark IV.
That's right. They released it for the Mark III, but then they were still validating it on the new setup for the Mark IV.
Hopefully
so that
it's
should
close.
be out at this point. We were showing it off at Smurf.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's shipping in entirety yet, but if it's not, it's very, very close.
Yeah. I have a pre-order in for that. So I'm just waiting for it to arrive. Because I have an MMU2 that I'm going to upgrade.
Cool.
You recognize the name?
Let's see. Flying Gyroscope?
Flying Gyroscope.
Says, hey, do you actually have printers upside down, or was somebody trolling? No, I actually do have upside down printers. You've seen it.
Yeah.
It is bolted to the ceiling. The little bit that I did that I'm kind of known for, like on my shorts, where I like took Gorilla Tape and made it look like a Gorilla taped it to the ceiling. That was all smoke and mirrors. I thought that was like very clearly a joke.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were like,
want...
that's gonna fall on your head, and I'm like, no kidding. No, it's screwed to the ceiling, and it works. It works great, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's not particularly practical for getting to all the time. But I've done a number of times where I put a bin under there and it kicks off parts.
Kicks off parts, okay.
It works. Yeah.
So you got printers on the shelf. You have
Shelves,
printers on the wall.
Walls.
You have a printer on the ceiling.
Yeah, using all the surfaces.
I might be able to take some inspiration, and that might
you could totally
increase my printer real estate.
You got a lot of surface area.
I have 10-foot ceilings in here.
Yeah.
So
you could strap a Phoenix to the ceiling.
Positron mounted upside down. That's hilarious.
I like that.
Positron
to
mounted
do that just for the heck of it, right? I fixed the positron.
Okay, let's get to the build.
Yeah.
We left off with I don't know how great that's actually in a pretty good spot right there.
What's going on here?
Right there.
Wobble.
Is there a wobble?
Oh wait, hold on.
I don't trust the desk.
The feet. We're not. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay. You had me worried. I didn't want to go into frame squaring. I assumed that it was square from your build.
So the first thing that you'll probably notice that's different from the kit is obviously this is using the older frame. And then the Y plate, which you've taken apart as well, we'll get to it as well, is the older design. So the new one is actually a cast aluminum.
Yep.
I saw some commentary last time. People were like, well, is that going to affect the input shaping and all that stuff? Negligible.
Okay.
And in fact, when you'll see when we add the box here, like I think more is done for the frame stiffness on the Mark IV because we have basically metal box on both sides, squaring the whole thing off. So the cast one is like a little bit thicker in some points and has that hex thing, but
I think it's
really
mostly thicker to the back.
Correct.
So all this plane is the same, which keeps everything lined up and the same firmware.
That's right.
There's
like the distance between everything, like it's really just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
And a manufacturing thing on their end.
As they're talking about an upside down Phoenix. That would take some reinforcing.
From the
I'd have to find
ceiling.
an engineer for the rafters.
Yeah. So you've got the frame like that. That's all set up, and then you've noticed you've already put some of the injection molded clips to talk about how Prusa is actually injection molding parts.
Are they doing them themselves?
Yeah.
Really?
In fact, a lot of these are from.
Are they doing like the Prusa Mini front and stuff now?
Yep.
Okay.
Prusa Mini front, the spool holders on the Mini are injection molded, and they're all.
What about this spool holder that normally comes with the Mark IV?
Yes, also molded.
Yeah. By them.
That's been molded for a while.
In-house.
I don't know if they're doing that in-house yet, or if that is.
These are in-house though?
Those are in-house.
Okay.
The mini components are in-house, and when I was there with Scotty from Strange Parts, we were filming some of that, and you can see some of the mini parts that are coming off the injection molding line.
I haven't seen
But
that video yet.
they grind a lot of the polyethylene and the polycarbonate from the spools, the old spools up, and reuse that in the injection molding process, which is really cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
Most of the stuff that's molded is polycarbonate, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think there's some polyethylene.
Hey, Kyle. Okay, so we have a manual that we have been following. So
It's always a good idea.
This is where I left off, I believe.
Good, so you prep the frame.
This starts with printer disassembly. There's a whole section there.
You got robbed of eating any Haribo, I heard.
I did. There's no Haribo yet in the instructions.
You brought your own, I say.
I did. I did. Here. So Haribo, see everybody, it's sealed still.
Those did come with the upgrade kit.
This did.
Yeah,
this
those
did.
are the
But these are the ones I couldn't eat last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I came prepared, so I didn't have to share my Haribo today.
These are the European one. These actually have check on them. Yeah.
Hey Brian, welcome. Ballistic Tech Brian, in there.
Hi Brian.
So yeah, I'm not going to be sharing the Haribos. So I brought extras. I will be sharing what I have, but I don't have to split the small bags.
Smart man. Smart man.
So,
all right.
Anyway, disassembly, and then it gets into, I don't want that.
Disassemble.
Parts preparation and then frame assembly, and that's where we're at now.
I mean, I wish you guys could see all of this. He has prepped and binned every one of these.
Yeah, that's the view right
part
there.
Sets are in their own. I mean, this is the beauty that is the Steve builds. He is so.
This is nice to have. This is 4 feet deep by a little over 5 feet wide of
you got
surface.
Some extra screws and all that over here, and I'm assuming you got all your tools handy somewhere. We'll get into that. He's got all the best. He's got all the best tools.
I just improved this.
Where's your long boy? You know I love using the long boy.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna use long boy later. All right.
Can you explain why PC parts are tricky for 3D printers? What was it again? Did I explain why PC parts? PC parts under stress and any oil gets on them and stuff and it gets brittle. But under stress and time they get brittle as well.
I haven't printed a whole lot of PC. The PC blend that Prusa does has been pretty good, but I can't say that I've gotten oil or I haven't dealt with any brittleness issues.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of ASA and a lot of polyethylene.
Sanity, we're going to do the giveaway at the 3-hour mark, which would normally be for a Tuesday, the 2-hour mark. We're starting an hour early today, so we'll do the giveaway at the same time as what I'm planning to do going forward on Tuesdays. So it'll be the 3-hour mark today. I was kind of waffling a little earlier on whether I should do it at the 2-hour mark, which would be 6, but I think it makes more sense to keep it at a time rather than how far into the stream. So it'll be at 7 o'clock my time. I know it's terrible for a lot of time zones, but I want that amount of consistency I can keep. Okay, frame assembly, and I might have to move chat around, but we'll see. I can hopefully get things. So we're gonna get the buddy box components prepped.
So before we start, should we do a little strategizing? Because you'd said maybe there's some opportunity where we can tag team.
Yeah.
Thinking about, do we want to try, because the way it's going to be hard to jump between
I don't
guides.
think, maybe it'll be gathering parts for what we see next and one person kind of working with them.
Okay.
So I can gather parts, you can work with them, we can switch back and forth.
Back and forth. Yeah, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be able to move back and forth between chapters very
No,
easily,
not at all. So I think if we just start,
there's plenty of
plenty of
commentary to add along the way as well. So
and
we don't need
the
Of note, the printed parts are not included with the kit. However, they do give you a spool of black and more than I can verify more than enough than you need.
That's here.
I want to say it's a 400-gram spool of both black and orange. So if you want to do the orange or you want to do the black, you can do that.
There's not a whole lot of volume of printed parts on this. And they are 400 grams.
Yeah. So I know that the black was more than enough to do all of the parts. So I'm blacking out my
You like your murdered out printer.
I do like my murdered out. Well, it makes for a good visual distinction between all my Mark 3s were orange.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going black on these.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Did you post a Discord notification tonight? I did not. I've done that twice now.
Were you forgotten to post your Discord notification?
Yeah, and that's terrible because it's my Discord, and I need to do that. I did post a reminder in the main channel that we're doing the stream an hour early today, but I did not, and I'm feeling really bad for not doing that. I'm gonna do it right now while you look for parts.
Yeah. Let's see. Take that away. We got the buddy board.
Okay, I posted it now. All you folks that are set up for notifications just got one. So, sorry about that.
Board.
So for those that don't know, my Discord link is in the description. And if you go to the pinned posts in the general channel, it'll show you how, or it'll tell you about how to link your YouTube to Discord so you get the roles automatically. But there's also a opt-in notifications. So I don't ping everyone or here. I only ping a role. So you can opt in to getting notifications for these on the Discord.
X-axis, Z-axis.
There's no music right now?
Extruder.
Nope, now there is.
I heard you had it on earlier.
I did have it on earlier, but then we were testing volumes and I didn't turn it back on.
LCD.
Let me see. Thank you, Mitchell, for reminding me about the Discord notification. Pezlis is here. Hi, Pezlis.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, Jack. Hey, Jaeger. Hey, Dr. Dave.
What am I meant to?
Dr. Dave says, who is that sketchy guy?
Sketchiest of the sketchy guys. I'm gonna D-box.
Hey, Redacted.
Because frankly,
There's music now.
The one of two of two is kind of silly because they put some of the stuff into.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got room to spread out. We've got room to spread out.
Some of the stuff we're not gonna need for a little bit. Just yeet that.
Don't need the tools. I've got mine. Electronics box.
X-Buddy,
Extruder.
thermal pads, M6, M2.
So on
We
the,
got all our fasteners.
there's this guy
Yeah.
and X-Buddy.
One of the first things you
Or
notice
maybe
about the
here.
Mark IV,
There
we've
we are.
gone to a metal box enclosure for the board.
Which has reduced the print requirements quite a bit because that was a big
does.
print.
It does, yeah. And it adds some stiffness to the frame. I think it was a good add. Also, clever, they heat sink the board through the
Yes.
through the metal box
Yep.
now. Let's see, which we'll get to in a sec. They give you these little thermal transfer pads, so certain parts of the buddy board
Those go on those spots there.
heat sink.
And we're overhead camera, just so you're aware right now.
Hello.
Bill Brothers is saying we need to up the ante now and do a Pooch Modbot Steve build party.
Ooh, I like that. The trifecta. Oh, this is my
Admit that I forgot there was a Tuesday stream until the Discord ping.
isopropyl. And let's see. You got your tray. Looks like you've already populated your tray.
Hey, Shammy.
With some stuff. That's always good.
Poochbot builds. Poochbot builds.
I love me some. All you guys. Daniel. I think the Daniel.
With a cameo from Nero. There we go.
Too long ago. I know he was going through. He was moving.
Yes, he's getting ready to move.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I think he's in the midst at this point, isn't he? Perhaps.
Not quite.
Getting close.
Not quite. Getting very
He's getting
close.
He's getting
Here, you're
close.
gathering that stuff.
Where's
I'm
your
gonna
trash?
put.
What are we doing? Should we just use this box?
Yeah. Perfect.
This was what I was looking for. You hid it
Oh,
over
it's not.
here.
It's not those. Huh?
Well, that's in the spare. This is all the spare bag.
Oh.
So we
yeah.
do get extra. They're actually very generous with the spares. I will give them a lot of credit. How they pick exactly what to give a spare for isn't. I'd be curious to know the process. Because there were a couple things that were like, oh, it'd be good to have a spare of that, and they didn't give you a spare. But we'll get to that.
Wrong browser? Oh, we got Chamois and Chamois here.
Chamois?
Uh-huh. I got Mad Chamois and Fabrico Chamois.
Look at all the chamois. Are
Hey,
they spelling it? Are they spelling it S-H-A-M-M-Y, not
Well, it's the same person.
C-H-A-M-O-I-S? All right, here's our thermal pads.
So if you get that, we should have another one of these, right?
Yes.
Do we need 2 of these on this side for the, yeah,
Yes.
we need 2. I only have 1 right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. There were 3 in here. Did you take 2 out
I
already?
took 2 out for the power supply.
Did you already prep? There should have been 2 in for the power supply already.
Oh, I already prepped them.
Okay.
I already put them there.
You already did it, so you're ahead
Okay.
of the game.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, check. Done that.
I was gonna do something while you were doing that.
Okay, well we got that. All right. So
Chamois, thanks for the 10 memberships.
let's go.
Prusa runs a lot of the printers, so determining spare parts should be easy. Oh yeah. You probably know this assembly like the back of your hand now.
I'm getting there. I'm not quite as good as when I got all the Mark IIIs together. Although I created my own like sub-assembly process, because when you're doing these in bulk, it becomes more efficient to kind of do like a series of each of the things rather than go one by one.
So we put these on the controller.
Correct.
Okay. So we put them on the back of the controller
Yep, and you
in
can
the
see
little spots.
they've screened them out. Piece of cake. Now, you being you, I know you're going to want to make sure that you leave the blue adhesive up like it's indicated.
That's exactly
in
what I
there.
was doing. That's exactly what I was doing.
Though it is a thermal transfer pad, so technically it doesn't really matter.
It does.
It
does
yeah,
because
it only
because
the thermal transfer only works in one direction. And
because the
that's that
screen says so. That's hilarious because I was gearing up to
No, I
do
know.
exactly
I know
that.
who I'm dealing with here. This is not my first rodeo. We love him for it.
Oh boy, let me catch up. We've got Chamois gave some gifted memberships, and Derek gave some gifted memberships. Thank you. And Bill Brothers gave some gifted memberships. Thank you. Haribo Heaven. Yeah, we got some Haribo.
I'll tell you something. My kids probably eat more Haribo than any other kid on the planet at this point. We're like, oh, more Haribo, more Haribo. They're just like a bottomless pit too. They cannot apparently get too. Oh, they're kids, right? You can't feed kids too much candy.
No. Okay. So
Nicely done.
they want us to put that in there before we put the controller in. Does it matter?
You know,
It shouldn't matter.
it doesn't.
It's easier to see if we put it in here.
I would say like this is a scenario where I go off script a little bit because it's easier to put it in when it's not bolted to the side of the thing.
Let's do it right there. What do we need for that?
So M10. So basically, they've got posts. Basically,
M3 by
I think they're 10s. M3 by 10s. 6.
M3 by 6.
My bad.
That's these guys.
So you can see they've dimpled where we're heat sinking to, so that helps with the alignment. So this is the.
And you can use Longboy there, and it'll be hilarious because.
Love Longboy.
Get some tweezers if
My
you want.
favorite. Is that your preferred method for removing?
It doesn't matter. If you got good fingernails, go for it.
Static.
I have no preference in that case.
I think I have average fingernails for this. Just make sure it doesn't immediately stick and get our alignment off for the screw holes. So I'm just gonna eyeball the posts.
I got a gifted membership too, but it's attached to a different linked account. That's interesting. So that's what happened in the New Model Workshop. I know we were chatting about that last time, I think.
And I almost put it in upside down, just to trigger everybody. Already off to the races with our first error.
We need Benchy by 9 Eastern.
Oh, come on. Demanding.
We won't be going that long. PF Dennis, thanks for the gifted membership.
We got tacos, man. It's Taco Tuesday. Who's had tacos today, everybody?
That's a good question.
That's an important question.
I had shawarma today.
Ooh, I do love shawarma.
I had shawarma for lunch.
You got a good spot downtown that you live?
Yeah, it's a block from my work.
That's awesome.
Have you ever been to OB 2000?
They're really called OB 2000?
OB 2000. Well, no, but it's a.
No.
Oh, I put those in the.
Oh,
there.
Wait, where's the oh boy.
OB2000 was a burger joint that was downtown Sacramento.
Okay.
It's closed since, but that location now has a gyro and shawarma shop,
Okay. Yeah, I've done it.
and it's pretty good. You want
It's like
better?
it's like
you want a better driver?
It's like
that'll actually-
operation.
Here.
No, but I do want to use long. Okay, but I do want to use long boy. Maybe I'll start it with this.
It's Pizza Tuesday over here, says Hank.
Okay, what's everybody's technique for making sure they don't drop the use a magnetic driver? Come on. There we go. All right, and we're off to the races, everybody. It has begun. Right here.
Yeah, I might. What?
Now you do the rest.
Are we gonna alternate them?
I felt like you were not doing anything over there.
I was bored.
But you do that side. You do that side, yeah. Let's see if I can do
How
this
many of
with
these?
Long Boy.
Oh, we're not even on camera here.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
No. And I
Well,
don't think
how
I'm
wide
actually
is
driving into anything. Is there one here?
Yeah.
Here, you do that. Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
just
are.
had to do half a turn more and it would be a Titan.
You're doing
Put
great.
this over here.
Yeah, so, you know what? I blew it. This is the one that we're actually supposed to leave open because
For the ground.
the ground connection is going to go here.
Protected Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, the
We're gonna see lots of the back of our heads. Just a warning.
lots of grounding going on.
Someone says I fix a magnetic driver, but these are stainless screws. So
Yeah.
They're not quite. I know some stainless is magnetic, but these don't have enough attraction.
I do like that iFixit set though. I'm actually supposed to go down to visit them
I fix
later
it.
next month. Yeah, so I
Really?
went to school down in San Luis Obispo where iFixit is based out of. And they're building up their brand, their printables brand, which we're very excited about.
Oh, what are they putting out in printables?
Well, you're just gonna have to see.
It's a secret.
But
Okay.
no, they've already got some things on there.
Oh, they do.
Yep, just for their various driver kits and whatnot. And
I can see here. I'll take that screw.
there you go.
I can see like holders and stuff being
Yep.
useful
Yep.
for their various things, and probably some jigs
Yeah.
to go along with their.
Lots of
Their
good,
tools.
lots of good opportunities, and then there's stuff the community's already even started contributing for that as well. All right. So yeah, technically the instructions say to mount the box first, but why wouldn't you want to do it that way, right?
I know that was a lot easier.
We could leave a comment.
Here, let's go here maybe. Yeah. And what size is this? Another M3x6s on the sides to mount that box.
That are yeah, it's sixes. Sixes for the
These two.
those
M3
two
by
are tens. The ones to the frame, I believe, are sixes. So these keyhole. We got our little keyhole.
Oh,
mark,
okay.
So you can
So
So you're
sixes.
gonna want to do the sixes first.
And 3x6s
on
into the
lower,
frame.
on the lower sets of holes on the frame.
There you go. So
Here,
sixes
here,
are there, and here's a driver for you.
Long boy.
And I'm gonna squeeze around here and
It's
drop.
ridiculous. It probably slows us down by half using long boy. It's, you know what, having like a you're like whatever the sous chef equivalent is of like having somebody prep, you know,
Prep everything?
all the screws.
See some
That's like a luxury. man.
advantages here.
Yeah, the sous assembly.
Hey,
Guy.
Boydie, welcome. Need to dig out my LTT screwdriver. I just never. I like these. I like my drivers.
You have one of the LTT
I do.
screwdriver too. That's
right
a
here.
good. That's a good driver
It
too.
is.
It's a
It
good
is.
driver. It's a good driver. All right, there we go. Those are set,
Okay.
and then you got some tens
There's
ready.
10s for the side.
Tens for that.
Okay.
The tens, and then we'll line up our little. What do you call these types of T-nut? The lever. They've got the
I would say
spring-
roll in.
spring.
Yeah.
Not to be confused
Leaf
with
spring.
the
Leaf
the leaf
spring.
spring, right?
Leaf
Because
spring
there's a
roll-in.
ball spring style too, where they got that ball detent.
Yeah. Masumi makes some really nice, but they're expensive.
Yeah, well, that's Masumi everything.
Leaf spring. That used to be spec in the builds. So that's gonna go there and then slide over the front ones. I see. You're getting it close.
Yeah, I just kind of did it and then slid with, and then we'll cinch down the sides and then the bottom. That's how I do it. Now this is where Long Boy
Yeah.
really shines. I would
Yes.
say.
Brian says, I just got a set of 1/4-inch RC driver style bits for the LTT, the stubby screwdriver, right? And I can see that being a big,
I do like the
a
stubby.
really nice combination to have some long 1/4-inch hex bits, long shank bits to go into the stubby screwdriver would be a good combination.
I keep saying I want to get the stubby, and I haven't yet because I was thinking maybe somebody might have put one in my stocking for Christmas, but it didn't happen. So you want to go from the top?
Yeah.
Fine, we'll go from the top to make Steve happy. So
Apollo. So do you recognize the name Apollo? Apullo.
I do.
Okay. In foam flinging fun circles?
No.
So one of my viewers, he goes by Apollo on
Yeah.
on in YouTube.
Yeah.
And he is an instigator of foam, or a proponent, or a pusher of foam flinging fun devices.
Yeah, you showed me the one you made, right? That's his design?
No, not his design. He's
just
very,
one of the
he's a ambassador.
Oh,
to
an
the
ambassador.
to the community.
Okay, all right.
While he's trying to instigate here in chat, saying that we should build blasters.
Oh,
and the only way that ends
is blasting each other. You know I love foam dart launchers, man. Who was it that was showing one off the other day and like just put a hole in the wall with theirs or something?
That?
Was it you?
That?
Yeah, maybe it was you. I wanted to say it was Nero, but you guys are practically the same thing. So yeah, that's got some oomph, huh? All right, we're mounted. Oh yeah, ooh. Foam flinging fun.
That is a lever action. It's really cool.
It's lever action?
Yeah. Now, if you prime it, don't just fire, because we don't want to dry fire it.
Okay, I won't fire.
Isn't that so cool?
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Okay. Oh, and we're all
there was nothing in there.
This does the stubbies.
So there's nothing in there, so I'm just gonna seal it.
Oh, okay.
That way it doesn't have full pressure against.
Can you do it with the lever and then release that way too?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fun. That's a good. And that's all like the non-printable parts are all like easily Home Depot.
Not quite. Some of them, there is a part in there that's custom machined, but there are kits available from quite a few vendors.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a fun build. I'm always down for that.
Oh, let me show what we're doing here. We're looking for.
So
we got the buddy board in there.
We got the buddy board.
We got some zip ties we put in there. Do you bother putting them in yet?
Put the zip ties in.
Okay. We got zip ties.
Makes life easier. Probably could have done that before we mounted the board as well. But it was just order of operations thing. But that's the beauty of the wiki style. They can do update. Here we go. Okay, so we got 4 posts. So if you've put any of the enclosures together, this dimpled style.
We want overhead, or there we are. Okay, you got overhead.
You can get a look right here. All right, got some zip ties for me. So this is an interesting tool that they give you for a couple things. So this is just a tool piece that's part of the 3D printed part set. And you don't have to use it for this, but it does make life a little easier. I like to put a little J hook on the end of it, just like a little fold, so it helps coax the direction that we want to go. And then you see how we got this this little hooky on the end here. So all we're doing is we're catching the end of the.
So you don't have to.
So that you're not trying to dig it out from underneath the circuit board when it pushes through. Just lift up. So that's what that's for. And then we're just gonna leave it there for when we get back to cable routing later on.
Looks like Nero just finished his version of the same blaster I just showed you. It's
Ah,
called the Slab. And have you been to Out of Darts?
I have not been out of darts.
Okay.
There was talk when I was up with Joel, I don't know, a while back about going to see Luke's place, and it never came to fruition. And maybe someday I hope to. I hear he's grown it to be quite the thing these days.
Let's pull this back a little bit. There we go. Any recommendations for the long shank bits? Do you have a link to those? What you bought, Brian? Maybe post them in my Discord in the tool chat.
Long.
Maybe you already did. Might be somewhere to check.
I'm gonna call this like a little zip tie catcher.
Chris Hogan says they just built their Mark IV this summer, and this is bringing back good memories. That's good.
It's a fun little build.
Nero polished off his slab on today's stream. Nice.
Nice.
Did he try to shoot any darts into his garage door?
Yeah, I was gonna say any dart mishaps yet, Nero?
I don't. He's not here. But
Oh, I
someone
thought
else.
you said he
Other
popped in.
viewers. Other viewers.
Why not? He's
Got family.
probably
got young
busy.
kid.
He's got the youngins right now.
Young kid.
Yeah. And it's also, he's what, 3 hours ahead of us? 2 hours
Yeah,
ahead
it's
of
only
us?
7:30.
He's in whatever Detroit's time zone
He's
is.
South Detroit.
Canada. North Detroit, Canada. Okay, zip ties are in. And then
Those are
we'll
in.
use this for hanging the X-axis later as well, so
Yep.
keep that
Keep
handy.
that as a tool. So we got those in.
Oh, Scrollo.
And this is kind of demonstrating using that tool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to prepare the wide belt idlers. So I think I've got.
The Idler. That's a nice looking printed part, by the way.
Oh, there it is.
And they have you print it
Yeah.
like this.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
head.
It's,
Like a nice little, teeter-totter.
oh, I know why. So if you look at the geometry of this part, there's some overhangs because there's a pin that hooks in there. If you tried to print it like this, then those are unprintable overhangs. So it prints like this.
Correct.
Woody says he has youngins. They are called V2, V0, Redoubt, Black Box.
That's what he named his kids? I love
Wow,
it.
it's printers.
I love it. Oh, I see.
Are you interested in building a TD1 during a live stream? Getting close to production ready.
What's a TD1?
What is? Oh, yes, Ajax, maybe. I'm not sure. Only because I haven't done much HueForge stuff. But that project is super interesting, so I want to say yes. But let's talk.
Have your people talk to Steve's
So
people.
Ajax built. You probably saw it at EARF.
Okay.
The little device that will measure the transmission distance and color of filament for use in HueForge.
Right. Very cool.
It does color and that's transmission distance, right? Or am I getting that? Is that the correct term?
Transmissivity?
Transmissivity? When is the legacy build? I need a step-by-step video on that one. We covered legacy on a stream, but not a build.
Y carriage.
Correct, transmission distance, okay.
The Y carriage. Where is the other idler and the pin for that?
Can you find them in here?
Where?
They're in there probably. There's lots of hardware in there.
Spare. There should be a dedicated. I think it's with the. Oh, it should be with the Y. It's in here.
It's in there. Okay.
Okay, preparing the wide belt idler part 1. Okay, so we're gonna need two M310s, and we need some square. You got some square nuts ready for us?
We got square nuts. Find another spot.
Tray our square nuts. We're gonna need quite a few of those. So there's our 10.
There's fewer there than I thought there would be. I would have expected more square nuts.
That's probably about right.
Yeah.
All right, there is the idler and the pins.
My mouth is dry today.
Been talking a lot today, huh?
I guess. I don't
So.
feel like it, but
Feel tardy. Got it back, got it back, got it back.
how are we doing on? We gotta good number of people here. How many likes are we at? We're at 70 likes. We're still under that 100, so I see the full number.
So I don't think it's asking us to do that yet.
I bet you we get a bump at 5 o'clock because that's when a lot of people think I'm streaming, which is unfortunate, but that's okay.
Well, we went early, but that's okay. We got a little more time that way.
That goes there. This is one of the neat things I thought in the Mark IV versus the Mark III.
Tell us about that.
I thought here's one of the pins, right? Nope, that's a grub screw. Where's the pins?
It's in the, just had it. Just had it, and I put it, it's with the clips. Yeah, in here. Right there.
Okay, let me grab one of these pins so we can talk about this. I thought this was neat, an improvement on Mark IV versus Mark III, because you take your idler here and a 3mm pin, and there's no screw to put in. However, is this the right pin? Because it's not fitting in.
Should be. I don't know why we would put the wrong pin in that thing.
Is there something I'm missing? Because that's not fitting in there.
It should only be one size pin, too.
Here, check it out. Is there some residue on it? Does it need to be, grab some alcohol and clean it?
I think so.
So I'm here trying to explain something clever and it's not working.
You're right.
It's not.
Let's see if the pin in the spare bag is any.
Yeah.
There's a fair one. Did we get a fat pin?
Let me just make sure there
or
isn't
did we
any
get
kind of
like a
grease residue?
Pulley that's out of
spec?
That is the wide pulley.
Yeah, that's just simply not going in there.
No, there's really not. Here, try this one. Thank God for spares. Huh?
Yeah, whole spare bag. Hey, Claudio.
I'm sure the width is the. It should be the same. I'm pretty sure those pins are.
They are. They are. Do we have a pulley? Oh, yeah, pin out of spec.
That's a new one.
Pin. Okay, so this pin goes in. We ended up with a pin out of spec, but it came with a spare.
I mean, you can't even see that visually.
I have a micrometer somewhere.
Well, I clearly did not go in.
No, I know, but I'd like to. This isn't. I mean, right there, it's 3.0. Well, that's part of the problem because that's probably a 3mm hole, and I bet you this is like 2.94, 95.
That's amazing that it's that tight a tolerance.
Anyway,
I'm gonna put this back in.
The neat thing is this part goes in here, and then there's no fastener, and it gets captured by going in here, and then just the belt tension holds it in place. So it kind of goes into a hooked spot in the printed part.
Yeah. It's been interesting to see their Y tensioning mechanism over the years, how they moved it to since be under the bed. But originally you were tightening the idler on one end of the...
Yeah. Was there, as far as when it's on the front and you were tightening the idler, there was probably problems where people were tightening one screw more than another.
I suspect that's why.
Or people really wanting that to be all the way up against the frame and over tightening.
Yeah,
so,
probably. I imagine that would be the case. Okay, so we're gonna mount that on the frame. It goes on the front of the frame.
So this is what we're doing here, and we're finding spots to work.
That's fine.
And that points up. Yep, the nut points up. Here, let's go. Yeah, I think that's probably still going to be the best view. There's your driver. Hey, Wind Farms and Shane.
What Shane?
Shane Martin.
Hi, Shane Martin.
What time is it in Czech Republic right now?
Prague. Probably midnight. Let's see. They're +8, so it's
only +8.
I think it's
UK is +8 from here.
It's the same as UK. Hold on,
3
I'll tell you
hours
right
further.
now. I'll tell you right now.
We're saying 1:45 a.m. right now. I didn't count,
It's
but I also guess
it's
Mark
140.
IV has
It's
fewer printed
145 in
parts.
Czech Republic right now.
Yeah, that's what ampersand said.
Thank you. You were correct.
Ampersand, are you in that time zone?
Central European Standard? Is that CEST?
CET? See the effort they made to simplify the build. Hey, old crazy eye. Hey, Bob. Bob Carnes is here.
Hi, Bob.
I also guess Mark IV has fewer printed parts and fitment problems with linear bearings are fixed because they're bolted in a plastic sandwich. That does help for sure.
Yes. Bob knows all too well. Okay. All right. Why
Why motor?
motor?
So you need the motor itself too.
Well, I thought this was interesting. You notice how they heat sink the Y stepper to the frame?
Yes, I did notice that. Why?
Why?
That's what
Because we like to. So this is
let's-
the full Mark IV upgrade, which means you get all new steppers.
Yeah.
New motor kit.
That's the difference between the 3.9 and the 4 is you get steppers with the 4.
Yep. That's basically it.
So we have,
And the decals say 4 instead of 3.9.
that's true. Except your bed's still going to say 3. Your flex sheet.
The flex sheets do still say, and the frames are still the Mark III frames, and so
Here, let's go overhead cam for you there.
placing some square nuts. Throwing that anyway. Oh man, come on.
All the way under Phoenix.
And the Phoenix falls on Pooch and kills him. The end.
Are these still LDO steppers? They do not stay anything.
They are not labeled as such.
But we did, so I don't know.
Undetermined.
0.1 fewer gummy bears. Hey, Cyber Optic from the Netherlands. It's also 1:45 there.
Okay.
Only Portugal is in UK time. Okay.
No, I'm changing it. I say we're
Say it's
putting the
wrong.
Czech Republic into the UK time. Just gonna stick with that.
My
All right.
complaint with the MK4 upgrade was they didn't give a new flat sheet. Would have been nice.
A new flat sheet.
The flex sheet.
Oh,
flex
just that
sheet.
has the Mark IV screening on it. Yeah.
And fresh.
Yeah. You're welcome to buy one.
Yeah, I get it, Derek.
Let's
We
see,
don't-
We're gonna bolt on using 18s.
So we're gonna bolt the stepper to it.
No, just the 18.
And then we're gonna put a piece of thermal transfer tape on there. 18s.
Got our 18s.
And we're gonna orientate the cable and drop the stepper.
Stepper no working anymore. Okay,
Are we gonna put the
so cable down.
pulley on there first or this first? It doesn't really matter.
Should put the pulley on first. Well, technically you use this to align,
To align the pulley. Yep.
but
So let's put that on first, so you can align the pulley.
6 1/2 dozen.
Pooch, someone was trying to tell me that Mark IV uses Noctua fans. Are they Noctua fans in there?
The print. I don't know what the print fan is now. It's a different print fan. I don't know the answer to that.
See if
I don't
it
think
says,
it's. I don't think it's branded Noctua. I feel like
if
I
there's
should.
any
I feel like I
kinda-
should know. I don't.
see if there's any kind of markings on the back.
Steve will investigate for us.
Hey, Ryan. One of the fans is a Delta. The part cooling fan is a Delta.
Yeah.
And the hot end fan is a Delta.
Both Delta. There's your answer.
There's your Delta symbol up there on the top. So,
Getting away from the Noctuas.
what do we got?
All right, and the pulley is
Hey, Skyrim.
yeah. You put the pulley in. You haven't done anything.
Hogging all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay. So what do we, do we line this up? Let's go over here. We are going to put on the pulley, and then we line it up basically just flush with the printed part, according to that.
That's right.
So
You, sir, are correct. Technically correct. The best kind of
the
correct.
best. Let's use Longboy here.
Perfect alignment every time.
I actually did it. I did not.
That was a healthy gap.
Oh, no gap.
All right, I'm gonna have you place this on. I've pulled the backing off.
You pulled the correct backing
I pulled
off?
the correct backing off. But I don't dare misalign it.
Oh, which side does that go on?
Scrolling down. There you
That
go.
side. Okay. Right across the middle of there.
Yep.
Now you just...
Got a little piece of double-sided thermal transfer.
The trick is
Heat
you don't...
sinking.
Now you never show it on camera.
Uh-huh.
And then nobody can say that it wasn't lined up.
Good times. Good times. All right, you can...
And then we're going to mount that to the back with some
Tens?
M3x10s.
Yeah. When in
And
doubt,
what-
tens.
So this has got writing on the back of it. Prusa Mutant #1. Upgrade and tested 10/26/2021.
Media Man 3D.
Media Man. Who's Media Man 3D?
He runs the Hero Me cooling project, if you've ever
Oh,
seen
okay.
that.
You got
Andrew?
Did you get this from them?
He's the one that did the upgrade, so I sent him one of the printers and he did the so I'm gonna put through this line up. There we go.
Oh, that should be you're wrong driver. Wrong driver.
Yeah, that explains that.
Hey, 3D Medic Vince. Is there Loctite on the grub screws? I never checked. I just hulk them down.
There is
3 or 4 Ugga Duggas. Or until it strips. No,
Nope, didn't Loctite him.
that wasn't lined up. It was lined up close enough. Cannot look worse than the tape on the thermistor. Be fair if you add your signing to the finished build. I could.
You should. It's part of the pedigree of this whole machine now.
It is.
Or at least
just
the
kind of as it goes through its different iterations.
Yeah.
Everybody's signing it.
All right.
Ugga
Onward.
Dugga's
Oh,
defined.
look at this! Look at it! It's Haribo time.
It is Haribo time. Check that out.
It's
Look at this.
Haribo.
Haribo time.
Haribo time.
I'm gonna
So
open
you
it.
get a wedge. Oh, you're gonna do the official. Well, yeah, I know you don't like sharing those, so
I am welcome.
I'll
I
have
know I'm not gonna run out, so I have no problem
I'll
sharing
have
these.
the crummy American.
How many do we get? We get
fructose.
5.
I'm going yellow. You're not allowed to chew them though. You just swallow them.
Here,
Swallow them whole.
here.
Like,
gotta-
a,
we-
like
give
a
me one of
serial,
these.
like a serial killer.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna compare them. So I'm gonna compare them.
Okay, I just had a yellow.
The U.S. and Northern Customs. 3 hours of stream time till we got to the first Haribos.
Worth it.
Okay. They're a little chewy. Just hold the toolbox in. Oh, good. Good job, Shammy. So it turned out it's nice. It's as advertised. Shammy just bought a nice Snap-on toolbox, a used one that matches one he already had.
Oh.
And it's same vintage as my Snap-on toolbox back there.
Oh wow, that's a good find.
Okay, now
no.
I'm comparing.
Yeah, I mean, there's never any doubt in my mind the European ones are way better.
The European ones are softer, not as chewy, which I like. I like in between.
They're not. They're like a little more tart too. I don't feel like they're quite
There's a little
as
bit.
heavy on the sweetness. Better finish, smoother finish on the European Haribo. Okay,
You're supposed to follow the colors in the manual?
No,
I'm not.
didn't do that. I'm surprised with you. You would no, I have to have
When
one red,
I did the
two
Mark
orange.
IV, I did bring in a white plate and arranged them on there.
in that color.
No, not in that color, but
I'm a little disappointed in. All right,
okay.
break's over, everybody.
We are done with the frame. We
Back
are
to
on to the
work.
next
That was easy.
X-axis carriage assembly.
Oh, good. You can,
So we were talking about this before stream.
get that reamer.
So we have a bunch of parts. Now we printed these in ASA. You printed parts in ASA, and everything went together fine.
It did. Yeah.
We found the parts I printed.
Well, here's the thing. I did.
Go ahead.
I printed mine in Prusa Galaxy. No, you did Galaxy Black ASA. I did mine in a Jet Black ASA, Prusament.
Okay.
So there was a difference in the filament, but you printed yours on the Voron 2.4, and I ran mine on a Mark IV
In an enclosure.
in an enclosure.
Okay.
No. So there were some differences, and you sliced your own using your
Yeah. Using
your
basic, I sliced with my normal settings, which are Voron settings. 4 perimeters.
I think we're really
40%.
close. I think we're really close. There might be some difference in the pressure advance that's causing maybe
So let's-
just a slight bulge here or there.
Let's go through what we found and talk about it. And I also, so short story is I found that the 8mm rods are a very tight fit into the holes that they're supposed to go into. I've printed Mark III parts in ABS with no compensation, no change at all.
Okay.
What we're thinking is probably going on is my pressure advance settings probably aren't perfect, and they're bulging where these extra features are in now. So the new Mark IV parts have some strain relief
Yeah.
pieces in there,
Yeah.
and I think it's bulging in those areas, which is making it tight. The Mark III was just circles, and those always went in fine for me.
Now that said, I think you could get it to go with the mallet, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can see a little bit of wispy in here and stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably just adding to the friction as well. So I don't think hitting that with a reamer is going to be a bad thing.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is I have a 8mm reamer. These are available from Amazon. KB3D does sell a reamer kit. I don't know that any other of the small 3D printer shops carry reamer kits, but I know KB3D does.
Now, if you were really worried about this being, and you're particular about it, I would say you could manually leave it in here and just work your way, kind of open it up slowly. I happen to know that this new design, you're going to see as we get into it, we set physical end stops with some screws here, and then the whole thing gets clamped pretty sufficiently. So even if we open these holes up a little too much, it's not really going to make a difference.
And we did one reamed, and it's a nice sliding
Slides
fit
in,
with no wiggle.
no wiggle, which is what we're going for.
So basically, I'm gonna run through.
So he's just
these.
going to full send it.
Yeah.
And then while you're doing that, I'm going to start prepping some food. So we need 25s. Here.
And I'm not running the drill.
We need more trays.
Not running the drill fast because I don't want to melt the plastic.
Oh, not a monster.
And you use a reamer and not a drill because a drill will catch on the end, and you can very easily go right through the part.
It'll pull. The
It will
bit,
pull.
The bit will pull. Okay, so let's see. We need 25 16 squares and just the regular bits. You don't have another tray for us, do you? Screw sorter tray?
I can, yes, let me go grab one.
just gonna
I'll be right back.
Dump these.
I'll be right back. You can dance for him Since there's no point in putting Dancing Max up there.
Dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey. And we don't need these injection molded pieces anymore, so we'll just put some nuts here. Let's see. So we're having some fat on the bottom of your thumb comes in handy.
There you go.
Press your thumb down until the stuff sticks to. Ooh, that's a nice looking one. I like that. That's appropriate too for this.
I figured. That's the one I used for the Mark IV build.
I like it. Approved. All right.
Hey, Ryan.
And some 16s. 16. Yeah. These are 12s.
Get out more. Yep, got more hex trays. I can get another if we need it.
There's the 16.
That was a 8mm reamer, Derek.
Perfect for 8mm rods.
Hey, Phil.
All right. Scroll down over here, please.
Hex tray is now a poop. Okay. So we are assembling it with a bunch of fasteners.
Fasten those. Okay, so we got a 25 and a square nut. So we're gonna put the square nut in for the idler tensioning. That is this part. I'll prep the hex.
Okay. Square nuts and a 25, you said?
Yep. 25.
That's a 30.
I put it right there.
Oh. And this guy goes in here?
Correct.
Or does it go the other way?
It goes that way.
That way.
You got, yeah. And then we're gonna. This is a really clever tensioning mechanism, by the way. I don't know if you commented on that on your last
I did.
build, but I really like that
because
design.
there's a. This pushes, if you have the stepper here. If the stepper goes on here,
Before that,
there is a. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a. So normally, here, grab that. If you ran a long screw through here, you could affect the same thing by pressing against the stepper with a long screw. But you're going to be scarring up and driving into the side of the stepper. So what they did, and this is the correct length here.
I don't think it's the correct. I think it might be a 10 actually. I don't know. We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. There's a screw that goes in from the other side so that this screw pushes against the end of this screw, and you've got a nice big surface area of the head of the other screw pushing against the stepper instead. I remember that now. I didn't remember that at first, but
Yeah. Clever design.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And then the next one, I think this is where we got to seat the 16s, if I'm not mistaken here. From the bottoms. Yep.
So this is a cool, these are 16s.
Yes.
So let's get this kind of zoomed in and view what this is. So
I have one of
these,
those like measure ones too, like the thing to check your screw size.
yeah, I do. It's called a
Or
ruler.
I mean, you could use a ruler or a caliper. You know what I'm talking about, though? The ones that it's a
don't.
very common print.
I usually have here.
Test print.
There's that right there.
Yeah, that'll
We're
work.
gonna throw it there. So in these end pieces, the rods go through, and you can see that it went through all the way with this viewing window. But also, there's a screw that goes in here that gives it a hard index to go up against. Which is one reason I was a little worried about cutting those 400mm rails down, because I was going to have to spend extra time to make sure they were exactly 370mm.
Yeah,
Because it is indexed against a hard piece.
that's true.
So Pooch brought fresh 370mm rails or rods instead.
Fresh, so fresh. So we talked about this ahead of the stream, but this is one of my pet peeves. And again, it doesn't matter.
Threading into plastic.
But just they still have a couple of things that thread straight into plastic, and threading machine screws into plastic is just a pet peeve of mine. Not sorry.
Have a good evening, Maker Viking. We'll see you
Good night,
next
Maker
time.
Viking.
Hey, Bearded Bucket.
All right, so the
So those just go in until they're bottomed out. They don't hold anything. All they
No.
are is an index.
just an end stop basically for
Yeah.
the rod. So there you go. I don't know if you can see. There's a viewing port right there, so you can see where the rod is seating.
And there's the screw, and you can kind of get a glimpse of the screw in there, I think. You can see it from... There we go. You can kind of see the glimmer of the screws down in there.
I guess this is just one of those scenarios where it's like, if it works, is it wrong? Just don't. I feel dirty, you know. Because like I was saying before, like where they used to use zip ties to hold the Y rod down. I mean, it worked. It just felt dirty.
I get it. Shammy's asking me where I got Long Boy. So I ordered this because I wanted a ball end 2.5 with a little longer shaft than the other one I have. The scaling, when you look at Amazon pictures, does not portray the size of this driver.
I love that driver. I thought you were going to tell me like Bondus made it like custom for you.
No,
That'd been
I ordered off
story.
Amazon having no idea what scale it was going to actually be.
And you were pleasantly surprised. And now it lives on.
I should put it on my
Legend.
Amazon list. I actually need to do that.
Yeah.
If
long
I
boy.
don't do that soon, remind me. Somebody remind me.
All right, that guy's prepped.
And if anybody doesn't know, I mentioned Amazon list, but I do have an affiliate link in the description to some of the tools I most commonly use. And everything in there, I've either actually used that exact part or it's an equivalent because you can't get it anymore from the link I did.
It's like Steve's
I don't put anything
list of
in there that I
favorite-
don't actually use.
Steve's list of favorite tools, like Oprah's list of favorite things. Support the channel, everybody. Like, smash, go to the Amazon list. Smash the like button. Get channel memberships for people. So many good ways to support you, Steve. So many good ways. Okay. Feeling good about that.
That's done. Oh, let me switch over. There we are.
Prolo. Okay, we
Yeah,
did
you
that.
did those. Did you
We
get
got
that one in there?
Put those in there.
Those are always
square
fun to
nuts.
get in there. Oh, it comes in from the end. Oh,
Well, one does.
one does, and then the other one. Do you need tweezers?
Let's find out. I think the
I had the
tweezers,
tweezers
I
up
think they're
there.
still up here, aren't they?
Up there somewhere.
Already lost one of the square nuts.
These are a little beefier
You
tweezers.
didn't.
What?
The square nut you put in here, you didn't actually thread this into.
Oh, I was playing with it, so I probably unscrewed it at one point.
You had one job. One job.
One job so far.
That's true. Am I hogging all the fun, Steve?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Not at all.
I mean, I guess technically.
I get to pay attention to chat.
Yeah,
and we
it's a
still
nice
make
luxury.
progress.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually when I pay attention to chat, we don't make any progress.
Things slow down a lot. Yeah. You tell me if anything exciting's happening in chat.
I will.
Okay.
Don't forget to add both that driver and shrink tube labels. Yep.
Shrink tube
Is it
label.
Bond House?
Bon-
Is it
Bondus?
Bond House? Bondus?
Bondus? Bondus? Potato?
Um,
Bondus.
it is.
Like Bauhaus.
It says it's high torque steel. It does not have a part number on it. It says 2.5 millimeter made in USA.
Bondus.
Isn't this German? German Bondus?
I mean, I would assume so.
I would have, but it says made in the USA.
Well, maybe that's their USA affiliate
Yeah.
making it. Okay. All right. This part has all of its bits.
Awesome. Andrew, thanks for the gifted memberships.
What a guy, that Andrew. He's not the guy that bought us tacos last time, or what was it?
No.
Tacos. Who was it?
It was a local.
Tacos?
It was. It was. Yes, it was tacos.
That was amazing. by
It
the
was.
way.
That was a local friend.
Best thing to ever
He lives
happen.
here. Lives here.
Yeah. I tell people about that all the time.
So surprising. So
was.
unexpected. Especially considering
just
that
DoorDashed it.
for a bit, they don't go by their real name in YouTube.
Yeah.
So I always have to look twice and then realize, oh yeah, that's that person.
Yeah.
So at first they were teasing about their ordering it, and I didn't realize it, but then I recognized that it was that local person. So I'm like, oh, there probably are tacos on the way.
He was not kidding. They were yum.
Hey, Nathan, welcome.
Let's
Hey,
see,
Dougal.
We risk losing those ones. We'll wait like that.
How many people are about to go get tacos after all this taco talk?
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Bondas is located in Monticello, Minnesota.
There you go.
Okay.
I did not know that.
This one replaces the V2 and has performed flawlessly. Still charging with that finished building my Galileo 2. All these parts were printed with a Galileo 2 extruder.
Okay.
That's on my V2 that printed
I mean,
these.
they came out beautifully.
It did.
And honestly, all the nuts and stuff are fitting the way they are.
So we got all of these. We've been putting all these fasteners in that it talks about, and then we have to
bearing time.
We have bearings in a box.
So here's one of the Mark IV differences. Oops, the big ones. You get the big boy Z-axis.
Try to use up the rest of this grease.
These are the LM10 UU. You gonna lube them up for us?
Yep, and it comes with, the kit comes with these printed applicators for the grease.
Yeah. You know what I would love to see? It's just like a creature comfort thing, but
And these thread on to the end of the
if you're running a print farm,
beard hair there.
I've had to do this like from time to time. You have to lube your bearings, and really to properly lube these, you want to be filling them from the inside. The thing is, nobody wants to take their extruder off or whatever to like actually go ahead and do that.
So you want
it's
a
like, just rub.
Zerky fitting on
I
the
would
side?
love Zerks, man. I want some Zerks. But that I'm sure that adds to the cost substantially. Or what might be interesting is if they could. Nah, see, then you would have holes in your rod, and that wouldn't work. I was gonna say if they could Zerk the end of the rod, and you can actually like pressurize through the. I take it back.
You got to do these in two stages.
Grease ports in your rod.
That's about it. And you can see, if you look down in there, you'd be able to see the grease is in there.
Oh yeah.
So any amount, if you can see it, it got enough grease in there.
Yeah, and it says in the manual less is more, which I think is silly because I think more is more when it
More
comes
is
to
more.
grease.
This is true. But
Because it's very easy to just wipe
more
the
is
excess
mess.
grease out.
More is mess.
But like if you're gonna err on the side of caution when it comes to lubricating your rails, I would say more.
How do you feel about IGA's dryland bearings? IGA's drylands have very specific requirements to work well, and in most or 3D printing applications, don't meet those requirements.
There you go.
So do we need I need a rod here to, I want to just kind of make sure that these,
I'm not sure at what point they started introducing these pads. I don't think the Mark
see,
III
more is mess.
more is mess. The original Mark III didn't have them. I think when they
those
went,
pads are
I think when they went to the updated
I want to
Y-axis
show that. It is neat because
on the Mark III Plus, they did add the pad.
it allows more space in there, but still some tension on the.
Yeah, so we're adding these little rubber patties.
Okay, let me grab a towel to wipe this off.
I do like how nicely they just nest in the print in the right spot too. That is a satisfying feeling. Feel it kind of just click into its little home. In there.
I guess dryland have stiction issues. Yep. Like I said, there are very specific use cases where they work well. and requirements. I think I actually managed to, we're good. Used up that whole thing of, that whole little tube of grease.
A lot of, yeah.
You show Pooch your taco hat. You've seen my taco hat.
Oh yeah, I've worn the taco hat.
You did, that's right.
M330s.
Do you know where a good place in Orange County? I'm here for work this week. Oh, nice. I have no idea. Check out Krusty. What's
Oh yeah. Chris.
Chris? Get a hold of him on Twitter, and he will be able to give you
Especially
Orange County
all things tacos.
taco suggestions.
That's a good. Yeah, he's in what, Huntington Beach?
Somewhere there.
Yeah. Huntington. Man, I'm already starting.
I need
for
to get down
tacos.
there. I need to get down there because he has an unfinished V2, and we need to remedy that.
Yeah. All right.
Arizona Moose.
We've got our 30s, and we need
So I use this whole tube, but I've also greased 6 other LMU 8s before, and this was not a fresh, was it? It was a fresh one, but I did 6 LMU 8s and these with the tube. The LMU
big
8s, I used extra through them because I was pushing any residual IPA out after I'd cleaned them. So my cleaning process for those was I used a degreaser in my little sonic bath for a little bit, and then I shook them out, and then I rinsed them with IPA because IPA will evaporate quicker, and then grease them. I don't want to let them sit without grease on them, otherwise they will rust.
Nobody wants rusty bearings.
Yeah. Hey, TY guy.
My 18s.
So yeah, I used all of a tube, but it was across 8 bearings, and 2 of those being the long bearings.
16, 14. This is the other thing. They've
What?
got so many. They've like literally every length of M3.
That's something we went through in Voron, is a fastener simplification.
Like the bomb optimization.
Yes, bomb optimization.
Like, do we really need
What are we-
all the lengths?
Where
I'm
we
looking
at?
for
We're
8.
here.
I'm looking for 18s, but I'm not.
They were those are what you pulled out.
I thought there were 16.
Oh, you got a ruler.
Or did they get mixed? No, these are 18.
Mhm.
Where'd the 16s
12.
go then? I think these might have gotten mixed. It's an 18. That's an 18.
Are there any 16s?
There were 16s. The ones that we
Did we use
put
them
that
up?
were the end
Or
stops.
were those the
Well,
only
there would
ones?
have been an extra. That's why I'm
Oh,
worried
there's
we
probably-
might have mixed in a 16 in there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll just have to measure them all.
Yeah. That's a future Pooch problem. Okay.
Okay, what are we looking for?
Well, I got all these, so we're ready to. You've already done the lubricating.
I greased and lubed. Do we need to mark this? Or are we just gonna eyeball it?
It's well,
Let's
we're not
talk
at the
about
we're
how
not
much
at the
grease.
marking we're not at the marking step yet. And for the X, I don't know if it tells you to do that. Or
Those are right there. That's how we do it.
okay, so we have a visual on this one.
Yep, we can see it. Insert the
so-
bearings and the bearing pad. You did this.
Yep.
That's what you showed us.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't want to actually open the picture. This was just saying use your finger. Push it in there. Did you use your finger?
I sure did.
Okay, good. And then we cover it up.
Yep.
And then we tighten it with,
In a crisscross.
what are these?
Those, I believe, are the 30s.
Insert 4 and 3 by 30s.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so this goes here, and if we're looking at the end of the bearing, you see the rows of bearings. So we want this in here, like that. All right,
Yep. Go ahead.
this guy.
Go ahead and encase
Are
them.
these, do these have a top and bottom?
There's your 4. No, it should be symmetrical, I believe.
Goes. Right.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's not. There is a bottom because it caps the
It
end.
captures it, and it went
And
on,
That's
so
the end.
I had
Yeah,
it correct.
You had it right.
Otherwise, it wouldn't have went on.
Correct.
It is.
I like to snap fit it because it doesn't roll those pads out, but I know that it doesn't tell you to do that. Ooh, but it's
a
satisfying.
little satisfying.
It's satisfying.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't break your print.
A little scary.
I like that you went with it. You just went full send.
A little scary.
I admire that.
But it did it.
I don't like the idea of slide because I feel like then it may be shifting the pad in there, and I don't.
I get that.
I
Absolutely.
don't like that.
But ABS prints and I guess Pet G is a lot more forgiving for that.
Pet G is a little bit more forgiving.
Did the same thing, but still had a quarter of the grease left. I washed my old ones and the new ones, then greased them all after IPAs. Met someone who was manning the booth with you at OC Maker Fair, and he was super nice to chat with. I'm embarrassed to ask, but who was that? That was Toxgun. They go by Toxgun in the chat. That's very likely to have been Toxgun. Who else was there? Shoot, I don't remember. There was another person there that was helping out at OC. And you don't want to tighten these all the way down one by one. You want to get them all started and then you tighten them in a crisscross pattern.
Correct. Same thing on this guy. And I've already lost one of the squares. Recall this is the one that uses the slightly shorter
Screws.
on one side, yeah. Uses 18s on the right side.
And then does it say how much this needs to tighten down? Does it just tighten
It does
down?
not give you a torque spec.
I think
That's what
those
you're
rubber
asking.
pads there allow you to tighten it to where the plastic's touching.
Yes. I think you're right.
So that's one assembly with the bearing not quite in there. That sounded so... I don't even...
So breaky.
Oh, you lost a...
I got
you
it.
lost a nut.
I kept saying too, these square nuts are gonna come right out. That's why I was gonna fasten them first.
Oh, there it is.
Well, we have plenty of extra. Thank you.
This, I didn't keep the bearing quite centered or oriented right, so I'm gonna get in here and
Oh, you didn't
that.
check your crisscross?
no.
Yeah. I feel like this might have rotated when I snapped the end
I
on.
think that's what happened here too.
Interesting. I mean, for the Z, that's
It's
probably insignificant, but
as long as it's close, I'm sure it's fine, but we're gonna shift these. For Murph, I'm going to get a few hundred Voron rulers made to drop in the table in the Voron booth. Nice. For Rocky Mountain Road.
coming up.
Are you going to be there?
Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. What is that, April?
It is. You're going to be driving.
You gonna drive?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, we're taking printers.
Yeah, that's a bit hot. It's a bit hard to fly with a Phoenix, ironically. I'm gonna snap it again. Do you think it'll break this time? You know what?
Did it break?
It definitely was a lot easier that
It was.
time. Something...
Tighten it down. Tighten it down. Don't worry about it. Tighten it down. Did it crack?
Maybe, yeah, maybe right there. Maybe. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You only get one shot at it. It's in compression. It's fine. It is in compression. So
Correct. And I do appreciate that they're ASA because I will be putting them in enclosures.
that was kind of the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
The making sure that they were all capable of
Being enclosed.
being enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Pet G is fine. It's proven to be fine for an open air. The Prusas have been, hundreds of thousands of them are using it. Pet G does tend to creep under tension. So even a Prusa that's been used for a long time, if you go through and start tightening all the screws, you can probably get an extra partial turn on any of them that have been running for a while.
Yep.
That gets way worse as soon as you
Add heat.
ramp up the environment temperature. They will loosen up quickly in a enclosure.
True story.
Hey, Polar Ted. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. We have no new members for you in the last couple of weeks. There's the Polar Ted Club. You know what the Polar Ted Club is?
No, is it like the polar bear swim?
Not quite.
Okay.
It is folks who are not here for a giveaway.
Okay.
Because Polar Ted was not here. They were making a sandwich
Okay.
when I gave away a trident.
Oh no. Oh
A
no.
trident kit.
It's just
Now-
off making a sandwich?
Yep. Now, Jason was in chat at the time
Okay.
and offered Polar Ted a consolation prize of a V0 kit.
Oh, well that's very nice.
That
of Jason.
was a story that has been told many times.
Wow. It's a story of regret.
Go here. So we did this, and then we're finding the correct 370 millimeter
Yep.
rods.
For the okay, yep, those are our 370s. All right.
And then we have to have bearings that I've already pre-greased, so we don't have to worry about it.
We're
gonna mark 'em.
Mark our x-axis.
Okay. Here, they used a blue marker, so we'll use a blue marker.
Okay.
I'll let you mark them.
Now,
To be fair, I went out to get a burrito. I thought you said it was a sandwich.
see, the
Are we
stories
changing
are-
stories
the
now?
Are changing. All right, so what we're doing is
Maybe it was lunch. Went to get lunch.
we're looking down the barrel, we're seeing where our rows of bearings are, and then I am marking
In the middle.
in the middle. So for those who want to look down here, so I've got a row of bearings. If you were drawing an X,
You're a little
this
high
way.
on the screen, but there you go.
Sorry, my bearings are here and here, so I'm marking basically in between my row of X's.
This is the most expensive burrito you ever had. Club T-shirt now to keep
The
a link for that
opportunity
handy.
cost of that burrito was high.
So do we have to do all three of those?
yes, we do.
Okay.
Probably means don't cap.
That's why I asked. Is a burrito a sandwich?
No,
No. Why not?
because it would be a sandwich if it was a sandwich. Wouldn't have its own name. A burrito is a wrap. Or a wrap is, I don't know. That's like the whole is cereal soup. I feel like I did a very good job with this marking.
Burrito is a wrap.
Is cereal soup, Steve? What's your opinion?
Is cereal soup?
Yeah.
Oh. How many soups are cold?
Well, like gazpacho, you know, like you got
Is it?
cold
Yeah.
soups, sure.
There's a
I
podcast
don't
called
think
A Hot Dog is a Sandwich.
Hot dog, I hate that. I hate that saying. A hot dog is not a sandwich.
And now someone has to take it back to Die Hard, a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a movie I watch every Christmas. It is not because Bruce Willis is on record explicitly saying that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Therefore,
Pea and mint soup? Is that a Canadian thing, Pezlas?
mint soup?
Pea and mint soup.
Sounds vile. Vile, I say. All
Not in
right.
between slices of bread.
Hey,
it's not
Steve,
a
we're halfway
sandwich.
through.
We're halfway through?
We're halfway to tacos.
Are we? Oh, it's 5:30. Nice. Okay, let's continue. We already lubed those. Why is it telling us to do it again?
I
That seems
think
odd.
I think it's telling you to lubricate the excess. It was saying to do the Z
Oh, it's
rods.
saying
now it's
10
saying
was
do
for
the
that.
things.
8
That's
millimeters is what we're doing now.
right. But you already did those. You already lubed all the bearings, right?
Google the sandwich alignment chart. A Pop-Tart is a sandwich. A Pop-Tart is a
Pop-Tart is not a sandwich.
but what is like a
It's a pastry. It's a
it's a pita.
It's a pita.
It's a stuffed
I can see the
pita.
argument more for pita than a sandwich. All right.
Okay.
Well, they really want this
lubricating the
bearings
bearing.
lubricated. Yep, we've done that.
Yep, they're all lubed.
All right, we're gonna put
Okay, we're
our
gonna put
rods.
that in there, and then we're gonna put the bearings in that orientation.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so rods that
Okay,
way.
So we do one. That's a nice fit right there, Steve.
It is not wiggly.
And we'll get our alignment here in a second. Look at that.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Yes, absolutely.
Where's our other? This one? What was this one? Oh, that's the 10.
on there.
That's a 10. It's a thick.
I had that because I was
thick boy.
spreading the lube in the other bearings.
Yeah, you were. So this would be a good point to show. That just has that satisfying bottoming out on the screw that we put in feeling now. So we know exactly. We look through the viewport here. You guys can see that.
Yeah, I can see
You
it.
can see exactly where that rod ends, and that's on the screws that we
And
put
if you can hear probably.
Yep.
It's hitting metal there.
So satisfying. Click, 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 click. There you go.
And so now no matter how much belt tension is on there, that's not going to creep together.
That's right.
And that's important because the width of the Z-rods is fixed. So if you have an assembly here where the belts are pulling these together, and this is something that Greg with the Bear Project did in one of his modified parts, is there were screws that went into the ends of these that did a similar function where you could tune that width so you're not pulling on these bearings on the Z-rods.
Right. Very nice. Okay, next. Second photo on step 22, if you would.
Second photo,
Yep, so
and that's just making sure they're all the way in.
We bottomed out.
And then we get to the X carriage stuff. And I think we finish off this box.
Yay! Bye-bye box.
Oh, I'm going to keep these boxes. They're nice.
Just meant
get them
bye-bye
bottom
from
out
our
with the stock
table.
parts in my kit.
All right, we prepare.
So we're going to get a bunch of hex spacers.
Spacers!
Oh, hex spacers.
Yep.
That's those.
Yep.
Probably in a special bag.
They are in, here they are, right here. This is for you, Ivan. Spacers!
Spacers. Is Rambo a Christmas movie? There's a Christmas tree in the police station.
Whatever it gets you going.
Okay, so we need a bunch of M3 square nuts.
Got those.
We need M3 by 10s.
Got those.
And then a couple of hex nuts.
Got those.
So we're gonna put, oops, that's what I'm doing here. So we're gonna put these square nuts in. Okay, you're gonna hand me square nuts and I'll put them in.
Why not?
Square nut.
Why not? I'm gonna throw them at you.
That's fine. Square nut.
Three on the top.
And
Which is technically the
on
bottom.
the end. And sometimes I'll grab there and just kind of do like that,
that's a
and
good
it
way
pulls
to
it right into. Instead of trying to push from the end, if you can get to it at all, you can just kind of go there, and then now you have to be careful you don't split your part there. But if it takes that much force, then you got something else going on.
That's a good point. All right.
Then
now
another square nut down here.
Yeah, you got quite a few on this part. Oh, there you go. You're just gonna put it down anyway.
And I gotta.
Steve is a master of square nuts, everybody. Steve's totally winning square nuts today.
So the Hypercube Evolution was a design that used they recommended the incorrect heat set inserts for a long time. So a popular mod was to get rid of those heat sets and go to embedded nuts. So I did a lot of CAD design remixing that to use these square nuts all over the place.
I remember that Evo. Whatever happened to those? There's people still building those?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
The Hypercube.
Hypercube Evolution.
Yeah.
Well, that's the basis of the Hevort project. Is that
I think
it?
you're missing one. Wait, unless you just grabbed. There should be 9, I think, that we did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait a minute. Where are you missing one? Oh, no, we're not.
Got
Oh,
8.
no, you're right. It should be 8 because you already put that one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
that's
2
good.
hex nuts.
All right.
You got 2 hex nuts.
Well, hold on. I think those are the. Okay, so there's.
There's a hex nut here.
That's the spot for the spacer, though. I think the hex nut spacer. Isn't it?
No, that one goes up here, right?
There's 3. Actually, these I believe are the spacers, and these are hex nuts. Yes.
Yeah. Hex nuts. Yeah, just go grab them since you're not going to give them to me.
Just double checking. Yeah, 2 M3 nuts in those spots that we talked about, and you can pull them in from the backside, or yeah, that
These are
works too.
pushing in just fine.
That's fine.
It's not a super tight fit. Hey, Thomas. Check stream chat. There's a couple of handy charts explaining food identification. I will check that after stream because I'm sure it's still interesting.
Man, I'm getting so hungry already.
And then
Alright,
we've
so
got-
now we're gonna use M310s from the other side to bolt on the spacers. So there you go. Ah, screw set. And then I'll hold this with my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that stays.
In its indexed spot.
Yeah, this is setting up our mounting for the strain gauge.
Strain gauge, yeah. Nicely done. Teamwork. That is good to see.
Putting a full ugga dugga on those.
One full ugga dugga.
A hot dog is a taco. New take.
Ow. You guys are weird, man.
It is my chat.
You guys are weird.
Okay,
Alright,
so that's that.
Looks nice.
That is following
There's
these instructions
Alright,
here.
We've done that. We've done that.
And now
Let's see.
attaching the spacers.
Right,
We just did that. So that's all 3 of those spacers are on.
You got that.
225 watching, only 115 likes. We got to get to 200.
Not cool, guys.
Got to get to 200.
Do your job.
Is school coming back into session? And is that what's going on? Is this first week of school?
It is for
School
my
coming
kids.
back? Because I saw a big bump in peak viewers December and January.
Okay.
I had almost 500 people.
Oh, a lot of
every
people off
stream.
for the holidays. I like. I don't know if you noticed that they did the square hole, the square holes in the design of the printed part.
Is it like eye
know-
slits? It kind of looks like a face, like
so
a
you have,
mask.
when you have that blind hole, which was not necessary. Oh no, it was. That's right, because this part had to print this way.
Mm-hmm.
So they built in the square holes so that there was no blind overhang.
Oh yeah, they've
Just
been
thought
doing
it's
that
such
for
a
a long
cool-
time though.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's kinda where I
I
learned.
just always liked that
Mhm.
design. I almost wish that they had a like a better, like an automated CAD feature. Like that would be
Yeah.
a great fusion feature, just to put a square, or what do you call that when you do that? Where it's like you're building.
I call
up
it cross bridge.
a cross bridge.
Cross bridge.
Originally, I would do the sacrificial bridge, where it's like I would just punch through the thing with.
Right. I don't like sacrificial bridges. I like this.
No, this is great.
So here, let's get Sean. We'll be doing the giveaway in a little under an hour and a half at 7 p.m. Pacific. And welcome. Someone said if we get to, they said 200.
You said 200.
No, they said if we get to 200, you should wear the taco hat. But if we get to 250, you can wear the taco hat.
I will not wear the taco hat for less than 250.
For 250, okay. We have 226 people here, but I
Yeah.
bet you we can still hit 250.
Okay, we'll see. I don't like messing up this sweet head of hair.
So Joe V said, if we get to 200, does Pooch wear the taco hat? But I'm upping the ante to 250.
It's bold, Steve. I like it. See how that plays out.
So what are we doing? We're following these instructions,
Yep.
which is put these little pads in there,
Did that.
and then we are we're gonna put this on the.
That's right.
on
that
the thing.
On the thing.
I'm gonna put it on the
put
thing.
the thing on the thing.
With the thing.
With the other
with
thing.
what are those?
The 10s.
And
M3
3x10s. Okay. So here. Get this out of the way because that's bad. Got to get some dinner back in just a bit. See Art Chapman.
There's our bottom here.
Is Steve offering personal build services now? Well,
only if you're me and you're lucky. So this is where we have our markings handy. So if you go back to that photo there.
So let's go to this photo.
Yeah.
And we're making sure that the markings are directly down, pointing down when it's on the printer.
So then what I like to do is I'm going to rotate them a touch because I basically like to do this and then rotate the whole thing. So it's
Apollo is saying, according to Webster, a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between. Yeah, well, so a hot dog's a sandwich.
Webster now.
Okay, let's go. So that's there. Those are straight.
Hold on, they will be.
So you'll make those, you'll want to turn them to where they're just straight off from the printed part because they're going to rotate when you rotate that back in.
Which is what I was, but then what's the top one supposed to be? I think the top one goes the other, like you want to actually see the...
we can rotate it after.
Yeah, it's not rotated very well. Come on.
Let's see what it says. It doesn't tell us to worry about the top one yet.
It will though.
There it is. Straight out. Yep.
Straight out.
Oh, and yeah, like this.
Okay, so I got ups and downs. And
Did you check the chart posted in the stream chat? It's most excellent. Okay, I've been told by multiple people.
Everybody
I need
needs
to check.
See this.
I need to check this excellent.
Must be an amazing
stream chat chart.
Ooh, that was a satisfying.
Oh. So something. Okay, hold on a second. Wait until you tighten all those in because I don't want to say something because I might be wrong.
Never happened.
Here's the sandwich alignment chart. Hold on. Let me.
Alignment, like with whose alignment with what?
Here's the sandwich alignment chart.
All right.
It's over here.
Oh, it's one of these. Okay.
So structure purist or an ingredient purist.
Hardline traditionalist. A BLT is a sandwich. A sandwich must have a classic sandwich shape, 2 pieces of bread, baked product with toppings in between. This is making me super hungry.
Well, I mean, we've already talked about tacos enough.
Radical sandwich anarchy. A Pop-Tart is a sandwich. Structure rebel with an ingredient rebel. This is pretty good.
It is. So this is a Choco Taco. An ice cream taco is a sandwich if you're structure neutral with ingredient rebel.
Okay.
And that's where you get Pop-Tart as a sandwich.
So a hot dog, a sandwich is a true neutral with an ingredient.
Can container or broader scope of savory ingredients.
Structure neutral is saying a sub is a sandwich. That's like, I would say that's a traditional, but that somebody would say here that that's a...
The container must be either side of the openings, but not necessarily 2 separate pieces. So sub sandwiches are usually split on one side.
They're split.
Now a traditional, hardline traditionalist needs 2 separate pieces of bread.
This was a good find, whoever posted this. I salute you.
Are you talking, Michael, are you talking about the, yeah, you're talking about that because you posted it.
All right,
here we go.
I'm doing my crisscross.
Diogenes running up to Plato, holding a Big Mac. Behold a cake. Hot dogs aren't sandwiches, they are tacos. I don't make the rules. So salad, toast. Okay, salad. Toast is 1 piece of bread. Sandwich is 2. A taco is a U shape. Sushi is surrounded. A quiche, a calzone, and cake. So a Big Mac is cake. Because you have the bread in the middle of the patties.
There's a lot of people that have spent a lot of time thinking about this, clearly. With illustrations, that's a good one too.
I like it. Okay, so you are
I am
busy.
Entertained. Okay.
See, we're making progress while we're...
That's got a good feel to that.
It does. And you know what that does? You know what that also does?
What does that
is
do?
it validates our use of ABS. Because if ASA, ABS, ASA. If these parts put these rods at the wrong spot, this wouldn't run smooth.
That's possible. Yeah. Okay. All right. What's next, my friend? Oh, we got to do the belt.
Dye OJ in these.
Hold on, go up because we got to do the X motor.
Oh, we got to do X motor and the belt.
Now here's the question. Okay, wait. So we already have this prepped. No, this
was for the Y.
This is for
That's
the
for
Y.
the Y. Here's the X.
Now are we gonna run into the same problem here?
We don't have two extra.
So let's hope that this. We didn't get a fat pin on this one too.
See if it fits.
That was an interesting one, man. I can't say I've come across that before. Always something new, though. Now, if that was the only... Here's a question for you, Steve. If that was the only pin you had, what would you do?
I'd run it in a drill bit with sandpaper.
I think that's what any normal... And... That's perfect.
It fits right in. Awesome.
Oh, you just got a chubby pin.
Chubby pin.
Got that chubby pin.
It's a little thick.
Thick boy. All right.
Okay, we have a stepper. Here's a stepper.
You got our X.
I did the last one. You can do that one.
X-axis.
There's your 2 millimeter. Oh, wasn't showing. There you go.
X-axis.
They're well labeled.
Okay.
And we're gonna need M3x18s and M3x10s.
Yep. Okay, so we got 10s, we got 18s. That's good.
Now we're going to bolt this with it pointing straight down.
Without the
pulley
on it. Okay, that's fine.
Because we use the printed part as the piece for the...
Now, before we seat this, though, we have to put that extra screw in. Right there. That's where it's showing us. And that is
an M3x10.
It's a 10. I was
right and I need to show that because I keep forgetting. And I want to put chat back on the screen. Someone's probably telling me to.
There we are. Screaming at you. Okay. So we're adding our 10 here so that we have a nice surface for that.
Is there really a difference between the X and Y motors? No, except wire length.
Wire length, yeah.
Wire length is the only difference between them. And that does make a difference because these are set to be a kit
specific length
that is pre-wired, not pre-wired, but all the wiring is set up for it, which means wire length's important.
Okay, and we're using 18s to hold.
18s there, so I'll go here. Okay.
I'll feed you the 18s.
Oh, and we're completely off camera.
I feel like we could do better about tidying up our space here, or not necessarily have all these bags. But we do that. Let's move these over here.
That'll work.
Workspace here.
Yeah, I'm leaving those pretty much loose. You already put that 10 millimeter in there?
You did, yes. I did.
Hey, hobbyist notes. Tacos are pretty non-existent here in Germany. Germany is a taco-free land?
It's sad.
It is.
But they have Liebekäse.
I told him I add an adapter to support the wires that come out of the stepper motor. I've done that too. A little strain relief thing here. There's a pretty nice ones on printables or whatever that just kind of clamp around here and just use a zip tie.
Yeah, I ran those on my current.
I haven't done that on my Mark IV.
On my Mark IIIs.
So this is gonna go probably like that.
And it should be
and
even
flush
with the bulge, the top of the bulge.
Okay. Let's find the flat spot on
You can do the Ugga-Duggan.
Ugga-Duggan.
So this should be pretty familiar. It's pretty much the same process as the Mark IV kit you did at this point, I would think.
Oh yeah.
So this is getting to be old hat. What I'll be interested to hear from you is now that we get a couple of these under your belt, with 20 of these left to do, what would your process be to optimize the speed of would you lay out, because there's a limitation to the physical demands.
I'd be doing things like building these assemblies
and
do a bunch of them, and then you just grab it and put it together, bolt your things on.
So the problem with that is that you have to bust open every box, get out all the stuff that you need, and then you do 20. But I think it's still probably the most effective. I mean, the instructions are written that way.
Yeah.
It's just you have to have some spatial organization for that. Okay.
So that's on there.
Yep. Belt. We gotta rub the belt. This is the X belt. Yeah.
That is, and then I used my calibrated fingertip to make sure that this was flush because that's like right next to it. So
Oh, you didn't lay the rod over it?
I did not.
You just did your. So let's see how you did.
It's a little under. It's a little under.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see.
I was just feeling it again.
Failed.
Well, I caught my own.
All right, let's see how good you are. Which belt is longer, the X-axis or the Y-axis?
X.
By how much do you think?
I would say
X is correct.
It's probably only like 3 or 4 centimeters.
It is 800 millimeters versus 630 millimeters. The Y is substantially shorter.
That much shorter.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the way they did the idler setup.
Okay. Now how close am I? Oh, let's go. Am I still under? Got to get the flashlight out. Look for light.
That's pretty good. I'd say that's passable. That's passable.
It's only passable?
That's passable. You're on probation. Okay, we got our belt. We're gonna guide the X belt. So we're on step 33, everybody.
Longboy does work pretty well as a torque stick because you can't.
You get that extra
You get a little spring and then you're done.
To it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. X belt, 830 millimeters.
Finally catch you on a weeknight with the buzzard going on. Hey, Jeff.
Scrolling down.
Nope, let's go here.
Let's see, we've already got our idler ready here.
So there is a process here. So we get that, and then we loop it around. Now hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Where's our? Do we have any writing on the belt?
We
text on the belt?
We do have text on the belt.
Okay.
Okay. Now, which direction does the text need to go, Steve?
When you're standing in front of the printer, you read it. So
I see. Okay. All right. Almost forgot where I was. Okay. So if I am standing in front of the printer, that puts my idler over here, which means that the text is right.
Yep.
Okay. You can read that.
Oh, hold on.
Here's the overhead.
There we go.
Okay. If you don't do it this way, Steve will come to your house and kick you
do you want to know
in the crotch.
Do you want to know a secret?
What's the secret?
And this isn't my fault. I'll just say that right now. Not my fault.
Not his fault.
Not my fault. I did notice it though, and everybody will be proud that I mostly kept my mouth shut. So the Phoenix at Smurf had inconsistently installed belts.
How on earth did that happen, Steve? Who was doing QC? Was QC not your job?
I do not blame the person who did that because they were under an immense amount of stress.
Yeah, that was not the hill you were wanting to die on.
No.
Okay.
This one is cool too. So let's talk about. Oops.
All right.
Let's talk about this because this is the same. Oops.
Oh, now you've done it.
Yep.
That's right.
This is a similar thing where there are no threaded fasteners that hold this in. The pin goes in this hole,
Captured
pin. And then when you pull on that pulley, it goes into a slot that's set in here, so it can't fall out. The belt tension, yeah. Is it still on the correct way?
Mm-hmm. It is still on the correct way.
So you put that in there now.
Let's see where my alignment. Oh no.
And you wiggle it.
Yeah, that's in.
And you go all the way in.
Good luck, because you're not getting it back out again.
And then you pull, and it goes into a slot, and it can never. If you see now, it's offset. The pin is offset. There you go.
That's a clever design. I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
I concur. Ready?
Yeah, DJ. But like I said, he was under an immense amount of stress getting that done. So I was not going to be too loud about it. Randy says their belts are upside down under V0. Come at me. Where do you live? I'll come fix it.
You're
If 2 people team build a Prusa, do you need to bring extra Haribos? Polar Ted wasn't here earlier.
Yeah, you do. Because Steve does not share Haribos.
Original kit included ones, extra Haribos. Did we hit a spot where we could have eaten more, or are we still working?
Not yet. I think we're just about there, though.
Jeez.
Just about Haribo time. All right, just pushing some belt into channel. Now, do you have a preferred method for this? Do you just kind of like press it in with a tool? What do you usually do?
Well, let's look. What are the instructions saying here? I just want to, because for
No, go ahead.
folks, is there anything where they suggest we do? Everything's guided through there, and then
It just says push it in. It says guide it in.
yeah, just looking at, do you put it to the end, or you just kind of put it in?
So
I usually get it in there, and then I use the end of a flathead screwdriver to make sure it's seated all the way.
So now tell me if this passes muster for you, because it's not. I mean, that's basically splitting the difference, given that you.
Oh yeah, as far as
One
evenness,
index.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No.
And then I'll use something like this or whatever
Yeah, that's
to push that,
That is typically what I would do as well.
push it in. I'll bring it over. I'm a few hours away. Are you really?
It's a bit of a drive.
Where you at, Randy? Just don't leave the bottom off your printer. Steve will get your cereal taken away. Yes, bottom panels are required.
He will deserialize you. He will have you deserialized.
Any updates on the Phoenix from Smurf? I actually don't know. I have no idea. How much did you spend on our Phoenix hardware again?
A lot.
The problem with Phoenix hardware is I bought hardware for a couple of projects at the same time. It was a lot though. And really, once the design is released and BOM is released and stuff, that's an area where folks are going to be able to find packages of fasteners way cheaper than buying them individually.
Buying them one at a time off
Well,
McMaster.
exactly. McMaster, there's some shoulder bolts in there that are many dollars each. And spacers in there. There's spacers that are
Spacers!
many dollars each.
Many dollars.
Oh, Randy's in Gilroy.
That's not.
And they have bottom
bad.
panels on all their printers. So that's good.
Gilroy.
Okay, where are we at? Let's go. Is the belt all in there? We're looking good. It's all seated.
You know what? We jumped the pulley, didn't we?
Did that make it? No, you're on the pulley, aren't you? Just cycle it. Cycle the whole carriage.
It's got a good
Seems
feel.
fine.
It's got
Yeah.
a good feel. All right.
So now I can close this and assembling the final check, move the X carriage side to side, and you did that.
I did that.
And then we put, these are
Already
tightened.
Already did that.
To ensure that the movement is smooth, fully tighten the screws on the X carriage clip in this order.
Upper left.
Upper left, lower right.
Lower right.
That's very specific. Upper right.
Upper right.
It's a cross pattern.
What's that? It feels good.
Oh, we get Haribo.
It's Haribo.
Here, I'll share.
That's
I'll
good,
share
'cause I
some
don't
of
want
the real
those
ones.
dumpy.
I'll share the
Amaro-
ones. You get
Amaro
5.
Barrow.
You get 5.
Well, I'll take 3.
No, take 5.
I'll take
That's it.
4. I'm fine. 5.
We'll dig into those when these are gone. It's a cluster of 5. Perfect.
Nicely done. Cheers. Dink.
I used the bottom ACM for mid panel on a different printer. Been nearly 69 minutes after the last Haribo call out. Was it?
Nice.
Okay. What is next step? What do we get into next? Is this Z assembly? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna grab those.
I find the Z assembly very satisfying for some reason. I
That's
like
next.
because you get the thick, chonky parts.
Mhm.
You get to put some thick, chonky parts on this book. I don't want to lose our little Y. Alarm up
With the matching fitting.
No. No. Here's our Y belt to go with it.
So these I'll have to
No.
ream out.
Maybe.
I checked already.
Did you? You got a 10mm ring? Of course you do. I'm still eating my Haribo. I'm savoring.
Some lubed Haribo is what can be better.
That'd be funny. Lube your Haribo so that they go down more smoothly.
So I've got a 10mm reamer I'm gonna swap out.
Let me see it before you chuck it up. I can't see. I would just do it manually, because I'm just too nervous about overdoing it. You know.
I feel like the torque of trying to turn it manually is probably doing more harm than
You think so?
doing it slowly on this. I don't do it fast.
I don't know. We're probably splitting hairs here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We're at your house. We do it your way.
Test fit that?
Looks like it took a lot of material out.
Good. Test fit that?
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It's fantastic, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Seats all the way to the bottom. You got these nice viewports to see that you're seated all the way. There we go. Nice.
Be careful here because we have a thin feature on the top that stops the rod.
No.
So I don't want to accidentally push through that with the...
No, you do not. Really like this Galaxy Black ASA.
Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty right
Use
there.
a small Starrett tap handle. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have any of the Starrett tap handles. I should get a good tap handle because these ones I have now are not.
All the good tap handles I have are on the end of a beer tap.
There we go. Okay, I'm gonna call those good.
Reminds me, we need to go to a good brewery at some point. We haven't been out to the brewery lately.
Should.
Brewery? Are there any good brewery places close by that are doing Taco Tuesday? Gotta be.
Oh, I have no idea. The
I mean, we are
closest
in
one
Sac.
here.
I mean, you got
the
so many
closest one
options
here
here.
is Bike Dog.
Oh yeah, Bike Dog. I thought Bike Dog was like a UK-based company, aren't they? Or are they US?
Bike Dog.
Bike Dog?
Bike Dog is local. It's a local. There might be another company that goes by Bike Dog.
There's a Bike Dog in the UK, I thought.
I have a
Or
tap
maybe
on my
it's the same
tool head. Each time I assemble printer, my hands all into the linear rails and lead screw grease. Oh yeah. Those ports also let the air out. Troy will have to catch most of the video later in the middle of digging out. Didn't know until now there's a Pooch sighting.
What?
Welcome, Troy.
Well, hello, Troy.
Different kind of tap. Enjoy the stream. See you, flying gyroscope. Have a good one.
How we doing on
These
mics?
parts always look fabulous. Secret Galaxy XYZ. Pliny tap handle. I'm not a big Pliny. I'm not an IPA person.
I agree. I think IPAs are overrated. Well, that's my hot take. That's gonna get people angry in
You're
the
thinking
chat.
of Brewdog? Were you thinking of Brewdog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mixing up Brewdog and Bike Dog, very different things. All right, so I'm taking some M310s and I am bolting on my Z bottoms. So did you notice too? They have the little dampener
Indexing.
pads.
Oh, the dampener pads, but they also index to the side of the
And,
frame.
and they index to the
they
side
didn't
of the
used to
frame.
do that.
Nope, they didn't used to do that.
Dampener pads just for sound, more
Also-
noise reduction.
Also, there's an alignment process when you're getting those Z.
Oh, that's right.
rods.
That's right. I
And
remember that.
I think those pads are less for dampening and more
It's
for allowing
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I remember that now. I'd forgotten about that step.
shift.
It's clever.
It is clever. All right. Step 3, please.
So we got those.
We've already
those are on.
Good.
And then, okay, so these are the pads you're talking about.
Those
these
are the
rubber
pads. These are the rubber
then
pads.
we have some M3x10s.
Let's find
and then we have the
pads. Now there's the Z bag right there. Z axis.
And then the motors go in there. And you tighten these. We align them later? I think so.
Yeah.
I think we align them later. Okay. So let's just go.
So these are just some rubber.
Okay, here. So these are rubbery.
Rubbery.
And then you need steppers.
I need these steppers.
And these are unique as well. There's a left and a right.
Yes.
And that's just wire
Wire
lengths. So which one do you want to start with?
Left to right.
Wire goes straight back.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
M3x10s, is that what these are?
Yes. And I'll do this side with the long bolt. Now, interesting little tidbit. So on the 3.9 kit, you reuse the steppers from the Mark III. And they give you just the little adapter because the connector is different. They don't use these. I think these are Molex, aren't they? I don't know.
Those are I don't remember what they call the...
Anyway, this is what Prusa has moved all their connectors to this new... I don't know what this connector is. I thought it was a Molex, but maybe I'm wrong. So they give you an adapter to the old, was it JST style?
They were Molex SL.
Molex
is what they used before.
To whatever this is. But somewhere in that process, the machine, the buddy board, can detect that it's a different type of stepper, and it will configure in hardware that it's a Mark 3.9. I don't know. The only thing, it must be a resistance measure or something from when it's doing its homing procedure, but it knows. Because when I put the 3.9 together, it automatically sets in the firmware that it's a Mark 3.9, not a Mark 4, versus when I did the Mark 4. 100%.
I'm giving you my puzzled face.
I swear to you, this is true. So let us know in the chat what your theory is. How would it be able to detect that? Now, here's the other thing, that the true Mark IV steppers are 0.9 degree steps versus the 1.8.
Right.
So there must be some ability to detect a change in resistance when it's doing its Z calibration, perhaps. That's the best I can figure.
Brent Miller, question for C-Builds community. Been away from the scene for over a year, having problems with a printer failing updates on mainsail. Are both mainsail and fluid still your mileage may vary? No, but mainsail, the last 2 installs I've done, I've had it fail. Go to docs.mainsail.xyz, and in there, look at the manual install instructions and follow that. The manual update instructions. It'll have you remove the mainsail folder and just unpack a new version, and that fixes it right away. I've had that on the last 2 installs, and we just did that on Sunday on the switch wire there.
Count steps till it hits home. So that makes sense. So if it's basically gonna cycle, the thing is, at no point are you setting steps per millimeter. It's all automatic.
So it would, if
somehow,
it's counting it and it hits a certain range, when it hits home, it'll know which one it is.
But it has to default, the buddy board has to default to a specific steps per millimeter, which means that the 4 or the 3.9 must Z home faster or slower,
well,
right?
Are you sure that these are 0.9s?
I'm positive. That's one of the things that they,
because our
they
Z
notate.
Steppers usually aren't.
No, but
these are? Okay.
That is one of the selling points that they say of
Okay.
like going to the 4, that you have that VFA.
But that would be in the XY steppers. The VFAs are an XY. It's not a Z thing.
Look at the marketing on the page for the Mark IV.
First of all, let me answer a couple of questions. Do you ever use those stepper isolation dampers on any printers? No, I don't like them. This is a different purpose. These are so that you can align the vertical alignment of the lead screws. Those and these aren't like the isolation. The isolation things you're talking about use 2 screws to hold to the stepper, and then they have a rubber isolator, and then they have another piece that you use the other 2 screws. And I don't like those because, especially when your belt tension goes up, it can twist the stepper. They wear out, they can break. And with modern Trinamic and whatever stepper drivers, they're really not needed from a noise point of view. After the firmware update that added MK9, my MK4 did a full XY calibration, so it probably counted the steps.
And somebody just double check me, but I swear these are the Mark
Here, let's find
IV
out.
uses a 0.9 step instead of a 1.8.
Prusa 3D, and we're gonna go printers, and you just want to go to the Mark IV,
Sure.
or should we go the Mark 3S to Mark IV and see what it says about what it includes?
I mean, I believe it tells you. Okay, so here, no VFA motors.
But yeah, let's see. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, stepper motors, 0.9 XY stepper motors.
Okay. Okay, so you get the 0.9
9
stepper and
XY
the
steppers.
XY. Okay, so maybe I had that
So
backwards.
Z?
So Z,
Doesn't say
unless they
anything.
use the 0.9 in the Z as well?
I don't see anything talking about Z steppers.
Also not necessary, but it seems to me like they would just do all of them 0.9s. Maybe not.
I'm not sure. That's inconclusive. Ampersand says only X and Y are 0.9.
Okay.
Ampersand, I know you're in that area. Do you work for Prusa, or are you associated with Prusa? Just out of curiosity. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Prevents VFA.
Nope, I am not. Okay. Only buy booze maybe once a year.
We already did that.
Do you recommend the upgrade or straight to the Mark IV? Generally, I think the general recommendation is if you're doing a Mark III all the way to Mark IV, you might as well just go Mark IV.
I think so. Given the amount of work that it's taken to strip down a Mark III to the
and how much stuff you'll end up not with. So you're probably better off trying to find a buyer for a Mark III, because you're probably going to get more than the difference in cost.
I think so.
Because a Mark III is still
It's
a great
still
printer
a great
for somebody.
printer. Yeah. It's funny because it's like, well, I mean, I understand why Prusa does it. There's always been an upgrade path. Like they want people to feel like they can continue to do it. But like you're at the point where you're literally replacing everything except for the frame.
Yeah.
And the power supply. Yeah. And the bin. So maybe not everything, but you know,
it has us
a lot of everything. A lot of it.
it has us guide both the Z motor cables under the frame towards the buddy box. Connect the cables to the 3rd and 4th slots. So this has us actually wiring.
I mean, you can also wire it at the end. It's
I think, yeah, I agree with
not
you.
a critical step.
Let's move on. So we have Z's that will plug in there, but we'll move on. So
I mean,
lead screw nuts.
all it's telling you is you can just go here, click, and plug it in, and it's done. So Z left, Z
The
right.
3.5 is a sweet spot without going next extruder. I think if you're doing any of the upgrades, you got to get to the next
The
extruder.
next extruder is like, man, like getting rid of that Penda.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you something, as like somebody that farms regularly, like the amount of time spent fixing something is usually as a result of the Penda colliding with a part or whatever and having to re-level.
And to date on my Mark IV, I have not touched a Z offset calibration. And that's a ton of time saved.
Yeah, that load cell is
Are there any V0 to belt conversions you know of? Go search for printers for ants, Matt Lamb, and you'll probably find some good information there. printers for
Printers
ants.
for ants. What are we building printers for ants?
When should stealth chop be used? In most of our clipper installs in the Voron ecosystem and other hobbyist printers, probably never.
Okay.
Is there any benefit to Clipper for a Prusa, or just leave the factory firmware and run Octoprint? The really nice thing about the Prusa factory firmware is all the capabilities and functions and calibrations and stuff that are built in that you have to duplicate in other firmwares without any actual, especially with the buddy boards now, without any actual benefit aside from just running a different firmware that you might be more comfortable with.
I tried putting Clipper on one of the old Mark 3s.
I did too at one point.
What'd you
I
think?
put a SKR 1.4 in it, and it didn't last very long. I got tired of messing with it because I had other printers to mess with.
It was just no
And
point.
I realized that my Prusa was my go-to for PETG and TPU and stuff when I needed those prints. And
then you killed that purpose. Yeah, interesting. All right, scroll down.
okay, so we're gonna put. Mounting. Oh, so we don't thread these on. We just grab them. Okay, and we get our little tool in here.
Put these on. Yep.
And then we're gonna put all this on. So let me get our camera over here.
Well, we need the
Let's
other.
go
We
right
need the
here.
other Z rod first of all.
So kit comes with 10mm Z rods, and of course you put the one on my side.
Yeah. Sucker. To make sure I bottomed it out all the way. I didn't.
Yep,
Okay.
you did. Do you or Pooch expect Prusa to go Clipper on the newer printers? No, I wouldn't.
Though interestingly enough, remember that HT90 they announced at Formnext?
Yeah.
That Delta, that's the
Yeah,
next
the
gen
Pro.
Trilab. Yeah, that runs Clipper.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, on Duet. On
Interesting.
Duet hardware. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what do we got going on here? We've got this. We've got that backwards.
No, we.
You put the tool head on backwards.
No.
You put the X carriage on backwards.
Oh, I did do. Yeah, sure. Done plenty of these.
Let's move this out of the way.
Really? Really, Pooch?
I didn't catch it either.
You didn't catch me either. Okay.
Well, let's loosen this.
Come on, man. That's embarrassing.
There you go. You can fix it. I'll monitor chat because it's gonna go nuts here in a minute when it catches up.
How come nobody in chat yelled at this? That's what I
know.
want to know.
It's chat's fault.
What a bonehead.
I have a Mark 3S and an unbuilt Bear 2.1. The Bear would need steppers, PSU, Y-axis bed, and Y-frame, motherboard, etc. That's a lot of parts. Engineering chaos. We got a little assembly oops. It's not going to take very much to fix. You got what? 4 screws to undo and 2 belts.
Yeah. Realigning the bearings.
We did get, that was about when we were distracted by talking about alcohol.
Yeah. I guess we got to reroute the belt too. Let's see. Go this way. Now I'm
It is a
gonna. I'm
5-minute
gonna
fix.
turn the text around on the belt just to
Oh, I'm going to walk over
just to
here.
poke the bear. Man, how'd that happened? Who knows? What do you think about the flip open print fan door and the quick
I'm indifferent.
the quick release on the nozzle?
I'm
You're
indifferent.
indifferent.
I think the flip open fan thing is fine. I don't know what a better solution would be, but I thought it was odd when I first installed it.
Interesting choice for the part cooling fan too. Those I hear those are pretty. It's a
Lost
pretty
a-
beefy
oh, there it is.
fan for how small they are. That part cooling fan, that Delta. Seems pretty capable.
My Mark 3s was stock aside from a nozzle X and 3mm ID Bowden for the MU2S, and I still intend to keep it stock now that it's a Mark 4. I wonder when the MU3 upgrade drops though. I hope soon. Like I said, I have one on pre-order. I'm just waiting for it to ship. I think I have a coupon from that. I think Prusa gave a coupon for those still waiting. I need to use that. I could probably use some filament or another flex sheet or something.
There you go.
I shared a cross-bridging feature for Fusion 360 in Discord. Pooch might be interested. Cool.
Cross-bridging.
Oh, Ajax found a taco place called Puesto.
Puesto.
Gonna check that out. Nice.
All right. Okay, that's aligned right. The belt is still readable.
Make sure it doesn't wrap around the rod there.
Yeah. Thread this back through here.
Bryce, just now joining. YouTube didn't notify you went live. I did change the time, Bryce. I bumped it back an hour, but I did it a few hours ahead of time. But YouTube notifications are terrible.
Yeah.
Join my Discord and add yourself to the Steve Builds notification roll. And when I remember, I'm 2 for 2 for getting Tuesday night streams now. I ping that roll when I go live.
Ping the roll.
Do you happen to know if you can use any of the spare GPIOs on the SB2240 for 100K thermistors? I have no idea, Phil. I'm telling Chipotle you're cheating on it. Ajax, are you associated with Chipotle?
Chipotle?
Or do you just like going to Chipotle? My son works for Chipotle.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. It's his first little job.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't eat there. My son has maintained since he was very young that he hates tacos and he hates burritos. He hates burritos. He will not eat a burrito.
Wow.
And he works at Chipotle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have like 20,000 Chipotle points. I was late today. Fusion 360 is kicking my butt when it comes to modifying parts. It can, for sure, depending on the parts. Ajax just eats it every other night, Chipotle.
I like a Chipotle bowl.
His boss must love him. Yeah, he doesn't take advantage of any of the free meal or discounted meal stuff. What does your son recommend to a customer then when someone asks him? He probably doesn't.
You literally just say anything.
Probably refers it to one of his coworkers.
Try the queso.
Is that fixed yet?
Just about.
You know what? It's probably a good thing. Thunderkey says what? He doesn't even offer to bring it home to mom and dad. It's probably a good thing that he doesn't.
Be eating a lot of
bring
Chipotle, huh?
He won't even eat bowls, tacos, or quesadillas from Chipotle. He'd probably eat a quesadilla. But he'd probably stick away from the bowl. Because he knows that's just a burrito unwrapped.
Deconstructed burrito.
Deconstructed burrito.
Okay.
I recently put my Apogee extruder, but LDO sent the wrong cable, so I got that yesterday, but the cooling is so much that my heater can't keep up. Any good Ender 3 heater replacements? You can try PID tuning with the fan on, and then just make sure it's aimed right. I don't know what the details of your setup is, but it's blowing too much on the hot end block. You might have trouble there.
All right. No worse for the wear.
Are we good?
Can't believe that. That's the only boneheaded thing Pooch is going to do today. I know
It is.
I know it.
It sure is fitting a lot better.
Yeah. Notice how when you...
Here.
I'm glad that that it was at least like that to catch. Because can you imagine like if we gotten further and
It also can't do a PID tune. Yeah. Okay, so that little printed part holds all that up. Where are we?
putting the
That's talking. This is that printed part in there.
minutes.
And then centering the threaded rods on the Z motors is important. However, it doesn't have to be perfect. See the following instructions for more. Start with the right Z motor. And then we're basically...
Go to overhead if you
Yep, I will. And then I'm gonna move this right there. As long as your head doesn't get the focus, we're good. But there we go. If you keep your head back.
Use the long.
Oh, you're gonna have to poke your head in there.
Well, I will to
Yeah.
see, but
So you want to get them somewhat tight, and then to set them, and then adjust it to center. And we get that. Look at that. Look at that. There's a lot of grays in there.
yeah, there are a lot of grays in there.
What is the consensus on the Dragon High Flow on a Trident? It's fine. I've heard some potential issues if you try to do a lot of PLA, but if you're doing ABS and stuff, you'll be fine. So I'm working on building some Dragon Burner tool heads to convert my tool head Voron over to tap changer. Fun.
I'm gonna loosen these all.
How about that? You do it right and it works. Who would have thought it?
Start fresh. And we'll see if we can get this.
Someone noted that I'm the one calling out grays.
Okay, so
If that was a view in my head, it would glare from the black. So if you
so I like doing this slowly because I can actually watch the
try
the
doing
rod
an
move.
adjustment where they can see the impact.
Yeah, I'm trying here, but this isn't grabbing yet.
Maybe we can do this. I think that doesn't really help. Trying to get a view of it doing the thing. Is it not actually tightening into the stepper?
Hold on. I had to get them all into the stepper
Ah. Okay, let's go.
first. It feels counterintuitive too, because it's like if I want it to move this way, I have to tighten the opposing. I don't know if you can see this, but it's, I need it to come back into the left. So if I tighten the opposing corner, and that's got me pretty much centered in there. So ideally, we're just trying to get centered in this hole.
Yeah.
Right, so that it's not creating additional friction anywhere along the way. So where are you trying to get it to walk this way?
Which means tightening this one.
And it's diminishing return. So I find if you start as loose as possible where they're still tapped in, and then you
that looks pretty good.
So this needs to go kind of that way, but we may not have it.
That's what I was seeing and trying to do too.
Oh
yeah, there it goes.
There we go. Just make sure the rest of these are just enough that they're not gonna back themselves out. Not making any kind of difference. That's good.
The few minutes of the back of your head.
You're gonna have to. Here, you can do that one.
There we are. It's actually awfully good right now.
Pretty good to begin with. Yeah, that's good.
This one. Loosen these up a bit.
Oh, I'm probably messing it with it if I don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah. I'm having a hard time getting
Getting the emotion.
kind of bottomed out.
Yeah, it's just got to come like toward me a little bit.
Yeah, but these back ones are
Too tight.
pretty much too tight. And these seem to, oh, there we go. That's actually relatively good,
Oh
I
yeah.
think. There.
Yeah. Like a little bit of a print booger in here.
I first set up the entry, then move it down to secure the position of the rods. Move it all the way up to do the same. Need a camera and a pair of glasses to see what you're actually looking at.
So
Yeah.
Do it both. Like they're saying you would do it down at the bottom and then do it at the top.
That doesn't really help because
it's really this
Yeah.
this point here that's going to matter, right?
yeah.
Okay. I think we can secure the.
So those guys can go in there.
Go to the next.
Okay,
Just
so this
take a
talks
look-
about the process
Take
here.
a look at the threaded rod. Hold on. I'll read this red.
Take a look at the threaded rod from the top. The threaded rod should be close to the center of the X-end idler hole as much as possible.
Yep. Shouldn't touch the surface of the printed part, which it didn't. That's good. And then we're gonna screw the trapezoidal nut.
Screw those down and then use some M3x10s.
Mm-hmm.
And that does that. And then we can put the tops on with M3x10s. Oh, that just happened to be a good. Looking good?
Yeah. Good. That's good.
Do for your side.
Yep. Are you doing in the non-threaded? I guess that doesn't matter, does it?
Are there some threaded holes?
Yeah, there's thread. These holes are threaded and these aren't. But I don't
They're
think it
like
matters.
M4 threaded. Because
They're not
M3 just
threaded
goes-
for the 3. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I just figured you probably had a like if you do them through the threaded holes over here, you better do them through the threaded holes over here to be consistent.
Appreciate this community. Glad I found it on my 3D printing journey, not third. Awesome, Kevin. Welcome. I need some Zach Friedman glasses.
Oh yeah, the Opticon.
But that's not a camera.
No,
It's just a heads-up display.
Yeah,
Just.
it's
That's
not.
an
It's not
awesome.
lenses. It's not offering any
Yeah.
notification. I just watched this video this morning.
On which one?
His the 10 cursed gifts
Oh,
to give.
yeah.
Did you have you done any of those prints? So he had like the Pez shooter, the lamp that he did, but which
Yes.
just like comes with no instruction. I love his stuff. It's
Just put
highly entertaining.
that on there.
Yep. Probably 10s again.
Yep.
Take that off. Don't need it anymore.
Starting to look like a
Starting
A
to
printer.
look like a printer, guys. Yeah, these are beefier as well. Everything's like beefier on the Mark IV, huh? Just a little bit beefier.
I did the light switch cover, Pooch.
Oh yeah, the light switch cover.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There are a few of those kinds of light switches at work. That would be hilarious, but I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, but if they didn't know it was you,
I'm the 3D printing guy.
was it me?
There are several people in my work that are really doing a lot of 3D printing as well now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting them hooked. All right. Placing the Z top parts, we did that.
Okay.
Scrolling onward, how are we doing on time? We got
We got half an hour,
26 minutes to tacos
26 minutes. Wow. We've got 26 minutes plus 3 seconds.
to give away. Because the giveaway is at 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then time to get to tacos.
And then go. Okay, so those are in. We did that. This can go away. Get yeeted.
Yeah.
And then we can get the love board going.
Love board is a little old board that
There we go. Love board.
we can get together.
Here we have love board, cable,
baby.
and a short M3x6 screw.
Baby.
So, what does this say? Take the end of the extruder main cable without the white label, move the X to the center. I'll move it down to the center.
This is the love board. You can tell because it's got a heart on it. Also, it says love board. It's just a breakout board for the tool head. Some interesting screening on it.
Okay, all centered.
It says H fan, P fan, NT, HT, extruder motor, control, load cell, and filament sensor. All right.
I think I've gotten 3 coworkers to start 3D printing and subscribe to the channel. Awesome. Perfect. What are we doing on likes? Did we hit 250 likes?
Don't know.
We have
Didn't
not. We're at 239 people
We're not even
and still
close.
under 200
Not
likes.
even close. Those are sad.
I said we don't need stream beats when Pooch is here.
No, that's right.
What is the like situation? We need to hit at least 200.
Not
And at
wearing the
250,
taco hat.
250, Pooch will wear the taco hat.
Gonna do it.
Oh, we hit 200 now.
Do it. Not gonna
We
do it.
we did a push to 200.
Okay, which side of the cable? I think it's the one without the
So divide the twisted cables from each other.
that. Right, they're from their chuthers, as my son would like to say.
Oh, okay.
Right, but is it the side with the sticker on it or not? I think it's the side without. Probably doesn't matter. They're all going to the same place.
Divide the twisted, first guide the straight cable through, then guide, connect the extruder. It doesn't actually say whether it matters. Oh, here, this one. There we are. You want the one without.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does
Good.
matter.
Check. Got
Okay,
it.
we got it. And then
It says the twisted bundle first.
first guide the straight cables through the channel in the X carriage, then guide the twisted cables.
Yeah, but we're going through. Hold on, go up again. We gotta go through the back right above the belt.
Okay.
Get this right, because I've already used my one mulligan today.
We hit 200, so 2 people were inaccurate and hit dislike by accident. Just have to hit it again.
Okay, all right, so we did that.
I gave
and
my
then
like first thing when I opened up the stream. Thanks, Turtle.
What a guy, that turtle. Okay, so I'm doing the twisted bundle first, I think you said?
Yep.
Come on, go through the channel.
That is quite a little channel there.
Into the channel with you.
That's funny. Oh, straight. I'm sorry. Straight cable first.
You did that on purpose.
I did not.
It's not wise to mess with Pooch.
Straight cable first.
Straight cables first.
Then guide the twisted cables and connect the extruder main cable to the love board. Leave the extruder main cable extended approximately 2 centimeters.
2 centimeters.
And then there's that M3x6 that holds the thing together, huh?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Where's the electric screwdriver? In the drawer.
We don't need no electric screwdrivers. We're old school manual dudes. Sorry for my fat head with all the gray hairs.
You're
and all
fine.
that. Okay, here we go.
About 2 centimeters up. That's about 3.
2.54.
That's closer to 2.
Give it a knuckle. Okay. And then we do.
That guy goes on there. These are pretty nice connectors, but I'm not sure I'd want to crimp them and assemble them.
I agree with you there. Okay, so we got just enough there.
Okay, that's going to go there, and there, and then it gets screwed in from the rear. I'm just gonna. Hey Tim, good night.
Okay.
You have a good evening too.
Board is mounted. Okay.
All boards mounted?
Board is mounted.
Nice. It's in there, is that all good?
I think so. See, there's a.
Let's see what this says
This
here.
is where the routing has to go for the.
Very gently pull on the extruder main cable bundle to reduce the bundle on the connector side. So you want to pull those down to where it just kind of goes straight down, but not without any real tension on it.
Got it.
No, none of that works.
Yeah.
Any experience with BFI, BZI, or GE5C? Thoughts on if they are worth it? And
What is that?
so BFI and BZI are a couple of mods to a Voron 2.4, and BFI is for the front idlers, and the ZI is for the Z idlers. The front idlers will also work on a Trident, and it's a different way of tensioning and setting up the idler systems on the two Voron printers.
Got it.
I don't have any experience with the BFI or BZI. I do have GE5Cs installed on one of my 2.4s for the joints, and then that's a standard bearing. This GE5C is a little spherical bearing for the joints and Trident. It's the ones that we used.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you that there was a noted difference in quality between that printer and any of my printers that have just the standard joint. Hey, Zombie, welcome. Zombie the Hedgehog.
Hey, zombie.
Okay.
Minimal loop. Did that. Cable's not. Yeah, we got that. Not in the extruder motor compartment.
Yep. So now we have the
umbilical.
work. We got this guy.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's just a single. Is it 40 mil?
It is a 40. Yep. There we go.
Let's see. It says we get 3 and 1 is a spare. So the other 40 used for.
Feel like it's easier to level my 2.4 with its GE5C mod. Stock design needs a bit of tweaking to get it set right. I haven't found that, but okay. So you're throwing that in from there.
Yep.
See,
Didn't pinch any of the
that's
wires.
this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then covering the X carriage part. So we can flip this whole thing around.
Let's do
Make
that.
it a little easier to see. So your wires don't get pinched. And then you want, that's this part here.
Mm-hmm.
And we need one of those little pads. Those little
Yeah,
pads goes in there.
Do.
That's this. We got this and a pad. We have a thing of,
Trash. There's definitely one in the spare bag, but I think there's another pad in
one of the,
one of the big.
oh, is it in one of these boxes?
bags. I want to say.
That's right
Magnets,
there.
that's the next shooter.
I don't see any. Oh, there it is. It's in that bag. Yeah. Feel like it's, anyone have experience with LDO 0.9? These are my stepper, and I felt the B stepper had some resistance, and now that I've dismounted the point again, it feels a bit harder to turn. It sounds like potentially a bad stepper, Darkions. But
Darkions. All right, seating the pad for the back of the third X bearing. And that's our little snap latch for the.
why can't I scroll through the instructions? I used to think a Prusa Prusa MKS was a pretty heavy printer. Then I built a V2.4 350. That is a heavy printer. What do we got? You need,
Click.
you need,
Click. Okay, we need 2 18s and a 10.
huh?
2 turntables and a microphone.
And some nylon.
Yep, I pulled that out because I knew we needed that. Okay, good. Where those are preps. Strep 22 blues.
So that's there.
And if I recall, we
then
want
this
this
goes
going
in. Yep.
upward.
Yep, just like that.
And there's a little pinhole right here for the nylon. Tap into.
Oh, it goes right in.
Yep.
Nice.
Good fit. Okay. That's good. That'll keep our umbilical nice and shapely.
And that goes up like that.
Check, check.
And then we confirm our
Yep,
bearing is still in a good
alignment
spot.
is good.
And then the 2 18s and a 10.
Teens here and here. So let's see, I'm gonna start to move that bundle where it needs
We got
to
14 minutes. Did we hit 250 yet? Did we hit 250 likes yet? I want to
be. Negative Ghost Rider.
see the taco hat.
Taco hat. I wanna wear a taco hat.
We are over 200 at least. So that's a good weeknight number. Although we hit 300 and
This is
330
the full 4,
something last week.
This is the full 4 upgrade, Hack Monkey.
Full 4, yep.
We are in full
They did
force.
the 3.9 on theirs. Much faster, mostly better quality. Input shaping occasionally produces weird surface artifacts, but a lot louder.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean, it is the other motors. The non-VFA motors.
Or would it be VFA motors? Because these are non-VFA motors.
double
Reduced
negative.
VFA.
Reduced very fine artifacts. We don't want artifacts, fine or otherwise.
Last week was still New Year's. Yeah, fewer people. I mean, more and more folks are going to be going back to school, and that's kind of my theory of where the extra viewers have been coming from.
Okay. What's next?
We got 10% likes, 3D streams. We only need more.
Okay, no wires are pinched.
Awesome.
And the screws are okay. So now we get to do the textile sleeve.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific tactic that you like to do for these? Or
No,
not
I
really?
just
You
kind of
brute- you
fumble
just
with it until it.
brute force it.
Yeah. Fumble with it until it's all in there, and
Okay, good. I was hoping. I
I'm
was not the
sure
only
there's
one that did
some
it that way.
clever printed tool that
Yeah.
would make it easier.
You can like just zip it all straight in there.
Engineering Chaos is watching while doing homework. Nice. What are you studying? Engineering?
And chaos.
Ooh.
Chaos theory.
Thanks for being here, Aryu's nephew.
Let's see here. I have to try to keep that nylon under the bundle there. There we go. Start with that.
Yep.
Zip along.
If I can do this without
Yeah, you
really
do the
interfering.
You do the x-axis one. That's a great idea.
Assuming this is, yeah. There's a tool, in fact. Yeah.
I'm sure there
See ya,
is.
Ajax. Enjoy your tacos. We will be following behind you. Getting the final touches on the tool changer setup before tonight. It has 2 tools. Nice. Zombie is building a V2.4 based tool changer setup.
Really?
It's a community mod that looks pretty cool.
That's neat. A good tool changer. Handy to have. My XL is currently on loan, but I'm going to pick it up tomorrow.
Nice. There, I won.
Well, you had a lot less wired up bundle.
Yeah, this cloth split loom is really nice compared to the nylon stuff. The all plastic pet it's pet
The spiral,
right?
Yeah,
The pet stuff.
I do like the textile.
I had fried chicken today. I think tacos would have been a better idea. And you put a twist in it
Yeah,
when we're done.
about to. You kind of have to in order to get the last of this in, so it shortens it.
Go all the way up to here. My uncle told me it would help with my interpersonal skills. Yes,
What's that?
being here, interacting with folks.
Yeah. It's good. Never hurts to work on your interpersonal skills. I highly recommend that.
Let's see where we're at.
Okay, there we go.
And then a couple of zip ties. Push 2 zip ties through the X carriage cable holder. See the correct orientation of the zip ties. Wrap the extruder main cable in the nylon filament. You got the nylon filament in there?
Yep.
Tighten both zip ties so that the heads fit into the pockets in the plastic part. I remember this was a nice little feature in the printed part there too. Very interested in tool changer for my Vorons. ERCF has treated me well, but tool changing is the ultimate, yeah. Much more. See if I can find where this goes.
Twisty, twisty, twisty.
Actually,
Twisty, twisty, twisty.
I don't see where that goes. Oh, there it goes.
You got it.
Took me a little bit.
You got there though. Proud of you.
Got that one right off.
Nailed it.
225. 25 more. We have 239 people here. We should be able to hit 25 more. Today was curry day for sure. Much better when it's cold out.
I
It
do
was
like
chilly.
I do like curry.
I'm
Thai food is a close second. Taco Thai
yeah.
Thai Food Tuesday.
Where's
Taco
the,
Thai
where's
food
the
Tuesday?
top of
Thai
the printed
tacos?
part? Oh, there it is. It's gonna go right on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, which makes it a sandwich.
It is a sandwich.
And we've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Jake from State Farm says, Pooch!
Hey, Jake! I met Jake at Coney Island
Oh, yeah?
over the summer. True story, right, Jake? It's good to. I've interacted with Jake for quite some time, and I was glad to finally get to meet him in person.
Yeah.
I bet he was disappointed. Not nearly.
You know
as
what I'm
good.
disappointed?
No, it's
Is
good
that the Prusa event badge isn't here so I can go up those ladders.
Oh, that would have been cool, right?
Just show it on the screen.
Event
Show it on the
badge
screen
made?
for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think Nikki would be happy about that if we just like completely bastardized the badge. Where were your side cutters?
In the drawer.
No, of course they're in the drawer. And then he just snips the
You're
whole
gonna snip
umbilical
those
right
flush?
off.
You better be flush. No sharp points.
I'm gonna snip them. flush.
Approved. Approved.
Now, I'll tell you what though, this thing is really particular about
Oh, yeah.
it will not home right if you
Yeah.
are
This here. You've got an overhead view here. You can show
yeah.
what we're talking about. The heads on these zip ties, if they're rotated up, it'll try to home against the
Yeah.
power supply
Like,
there.
You don't want like that, you don't want that. See, because
Oh,
you're not
your
allowed.
head's in the way. The focus is off. There you go. Now you're good.
See how I rotated the head, and see now I'm colliding here. So this is just a little gotcha.
Yeah.
You got to watch for
That
it.
was a big deal on the Mark III because it was harder to make sure it was out of the way.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of room for homing.
Okay. We are 5 minutes away from end of stream. Are we gonna finish this? We wrapped it. We can put this on the how far do we have to go?
Yeah.
Oh, we can. We can
Okay,
finish.
all right,
We're
all
gonna
right.
finish. We're gonna finish this whole step.
Yeah, we are.
Here you go. And this was an example. Hold on. We got an example here of modeled in supports.
Oh, don't break that off.
Why?
Because that's actually designed to be there unless you have the MMU, and then you would break it away so that you can get the routing.
The
for
other one broke
MMU
off
piece.
automatically.
Yeah.
All on its own.
I mean, it is.
So that's
It
why I
is
thought-
modeled in,
I
but
thought
it's
it was
not
supposed to-
actually. It's not actually a support. It's
Well, I'm
a,
glad you
it's
told
a,
me.
It's a plug, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if it was open, that's fine.
Yeah. It's for the MMU.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
I don't know if you
Good
guys
call.
can see here, but there's a space here where you would break this away, so you have a gap for the wire for the MMU if you have that.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
No biggie. No biggie at all.
MMU
Okay.
wiring plug. Can you give the Mark IV to my school when you're done? We have 2 garbage MakerBot replicator EDUs, no leveling, no heated bed, and a price of $3,000.
What?
Wow.
Where's your school?
Where's your school, Engineering Chaos? How many likes are we at? Okay. What are we?
Let's see. You already did 29, so that's
So we
good.
did that. We put that. We leave
Now
that
we're gonna
thing
do
in
the square nut.
place. Got a couple of square nuts. California. What part of California?
You gotta be more specific. California is a very big state, of which we are both in. Near Sacramento.
If only the MMU was available on the Mark IV now. Yeah. Soon. Soon.
Soon and forever after.
Near Sacramento. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to get more specific than that, Engineering Chaos. No worries. You're near Sacramento.
Close by.
So if you have an actual school that is looking for some sort of
You're local.
improvements to their 3D printing technology thing, who would we put them in contact
You
with?
can say what the school is called.
Yeah.
What's the name
But
of the school?
if they don't want to say that on stream here,
Yeah,
if they wanted to continue a conversation with someone, who might we point them to? Do you have any ideas?
Oh, are you telling me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just trying to think of who we would point them to as far kind of an idea. If they're in a school and they were able to share information privately what that school was.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Sacramento, California area.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that this Prusa specifically is mine, but like we're always supporting schools.
And I'm
stuff
not
for various
necessarily,
things.
I'm not suggesting that we push Prusa to this person, but maybe if there's some,
If they need
some
other
general,
assets, sure.
someone has, well, not necessarily, but someone has a printer they want to donate or whatever.
Yeah.
Me and a fellow students and the teacher want one, we consider it a Voron or something. Why don't you, not you specifically, but have the teacher reach out and start a conversation. No promises on anything. But if it is a school that is looking for something and a teacher reached out,
That's the main thing that we find in all education, that if there has to be a teacher that will support and drive the initiative
Yeah.
long term. Because unfortunately students come and go.
Kevin's saying, I'm an educator. Look into your district's career and technical education departments. I purchased 2 Mark IVs in my classroom. It's been great for my student. Yeah. And that's probably a good idea. Have that department or whatever.
What size do we need? 10s?
Where are we at?
Scroll down. I'm attaching. Okay.
2 M3 by 18s. 2 M3 by 18s
Right,
to
and
screw
it's-
those together to each other.
D goes behind without crossing under, so it's like this. So. And you said by 18?
Huh? Yeah.
You said M3 by
Yeah.
18.
A Prusa is a good safe option for a school. I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it because I'm biased.
So wrong that schools have to rely on charitable donations for equipment to teach core STEM subjects. Yeah. Completely unrelated side note, TPU definitely the way to go on the K2 clip. Solved a lot of the issues I was having with them. Awesome. I'll get some printed up. I bet you the high flow TPU from Polymaker would actually be pretty good because it's a really stiff TPU.
I mean, you can get so many different kinds of TPU, different shore hardnesses.
Just looking at your shoulder here, if we can go like that at all. Nope, chat's in the way.
Okay.
Maybe we can go here. There we go. That's better. See you, don't knock it. Look into the postal shipping situations. U.S. Post Office pays most of the shipping for China Post to the U.S. Okay. That's one reason the U.S. Post is so expensive. It is subsidized. Okay. There's a lot of funding available for STEM and career technical. Have to find the people at your district who control those funds. And then they graduate and end up working at a shop. Oh, it is. It's 7:01. It's giveaway time.
Let's do a giveaway.
Are we there?
Just about. What do
Let's
I
see.
let me see?
Attaching the cable holder. That's what you're doing right now.
Yep, cable holders going.
Oh, and then it's gummy time. We get 6 of them this time.
All right. Right there.
So we are giving away a roll of Polymaker filament. The link is in the pin post and the description. Let me bring up our wheel of names, and we get our gummy bear reward. While so I'm going to count down from 3 in between chewing on gummy bears. I'm going to clear out last week's. They are not sugar free.
Most definitely not.
We need under 20 more likes. Are we going to hit 250 by the time we close this out and get a few seconds of Prusa with the taco hat? So, I closed the entries when we haven't had a new entry in 3 seconds. So, starting now, 3, and then I'm going to eat a gummy bear because this is a special 3 seconds. So, we just had some entries. So, 3. Oh, there's one. 3. I did 2 likes. Oh, there's some more. You better get them in because we're going to go 3, 2, 1 quick here. That wasn't it. 3, 2, 1.5, 1. Did we hit it? Oh, there's one. 3. Did we hit 250?
I don't know.
It says we did two likes. Engineering chaos can't you do? Are we there? Are we there? Did we hit 250?
Do I wear it Napoleon style or do I wear it?
Oh, I did it both. You're wearing it now. Did we actually hit 350?
They've been good. We're at
They've been good.
241. We're close.
Oh,
enough.
we're at 260. That's
Oh,
what they say.
nailed it.
Oh, 241. 241. Okay, 3. We have quite a few new entries in here. Come on, likes for the Pooch hat.
Tuesday.
It's 260 plus. Refresh.
Tuesday.
Taco Pooch. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay, let me export this. Little hairs. Did you finish your gummies?
I did. I ate all my gummies.
Okay. Who got? Smoles was the very first entry. Who got in the last one? Who got in the last one? I'll do a preemptive depin since someone. Cause Billy got the last one. Okay. Paste it in. Yosemite Pooch.
I'll say.
I think my browser is playing tricks. I refreshed again and it was at 247. It's close enough.
We'll call it close enough. Good job, everybody. Good stream.
What's the range we're gonna shuffle it at?
It's 6.
6. A number between 6 and 6.
6 and 18.
6 and 18. Okay. We have 6mm screws and 18mm screws.
Exactly. Actually, well, technically it goes 6 to 40, but we don't need to. We want to range that.
I said and, not through.
Not all the way to.
We have 2.
All right.
18s need to go away.
6.6. We got 12. 12 seems good.
12.
12 seems
Okay.
good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and spin. You got to be here. Say something in chat if your name is drawn. You got 2 minutes to say something. Who do we got? Jim S. Are you here?
Come on, Jim is.
Jim S.
Jim's
You got 2 minutes to say something in
Jim
chat.
is the winner. Jim is here. No wait.
Ram is here, but is Jim S here? Congrats, Jim S. Are you here? If you're in the US or Canada, you get a coupon to the US or Canada Polymaker stores. If you're outside, and there's Jim S. Congratulations, Jim S.
He did it. He made it. He's the winner.
If you're outside the US or Canada, then you get to pick from a list of filament for a roll to be sent to you. So, congrats.
Congrats.
I am caught up on all my winter emails.
Good job.
I know. You're all taco ready.
Got the hat and everything. Tacos.
I would pay you to wear that taco hat into Shondo's.
I don't think they would care.
They wouldn't. They'd probably laugh. They'd love it. It's rigged, I tell you. The voting machines were compromised. Okay. I think we are good. We made good progress because we did a lot of interacting, but still stuff was getting done.
Stuff was getting done. We got
we have a
couple more steps.
Let me zoom out and kind of show. We have basically the X and Z axes good. So it is. Thanks for the stream.
What's coming up
Pooch.
next? I think, is it Nextruder?
Next is...
Because the Y-axis is like one of the last things.
So here's where we are now. So if we go next, we are on Nextruder. That's a good one. That'll be pretty much a stream. So awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome hanging with you guys.
Yep. Thanks, Polymaker, for letting us give away filament. Thanks for the new members and gifted members.
We're gonna go eat tacos. We're gonna go eat tacos.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you on Sunday. Bye.